Jolo used to tell me White Castle had clam strips.
What?
Yeah. You ever heard
What's
that?
a clam strip?
A clam strip.
Yeah.
Don't make me show you. Don't make
If
me
we
show
have to
you.
explain it to you.
You never had a clam strip?
No.
You're probably not giving it enough money then.
There's the intro. There's the intro to the episode.
Thank you.
That was the
Got
best
him.
shit I heard all year.
Wait. Welcome in to a bonus episode, baby.
You know it. You know it.
Hey.
It's the season 2 bonus episode.
Them boys.
We're back at what the hell is this room called? The boardroom.
The boardroom.
At Embers. It's been a minute since we've been here, right?
Ling Long.
Been a minute.
Ling
Yeah.
Long. 'Cause
Feels good.
We did a couple of episodes at the barn, and the last one we did was October 29th.
October 29th.
Yeah,
And
that was the last
currently-
time we recorded.
The
Really?
barn is at about a balmy 16 degrees.
Yes.
So
It's a
we
little rough
opted
in the
for
barn.
the boardroom.
We could have done a cold man challenge episode, like 16. That would be kind
Yeah.
of fun.
No,
Jason
like
would
Every
have
30
an
minutes, you have to
advantage.
take a layer off.
Get like a little ice fishing hut.
What listeners don't know is that Jason's grown some new insulation for his
I can
chin.
wrap my beard around my neck and use
Is
it as a
somebody
scarf.
going to introduce me?
Not anymore.
Not yet. Yeah. Jesus, man. Wait.
Listeners,
Stay in
your
your
turn.
lane, bro.
we are joined tonight by a special guest. It's a really long time coming.
Oh my.
Hold on, I'm getting a
Listen,
call.
look at this guy.
It
Look
is
at-
business, but you know what? I will put this one on hold. Sorry, brother. Let me send him a custom message. I don't do that prefabricated BS. This is custom from Twan. Sorry, can't talk.
All right, cat's out of the bag. We got
Oh, sorry,
Twan.
sorry, guys. Go.
We got Twan Rodriguez in the room with us. He's taking care of business, getting calls while we're in the room. He's a staple in the community. You guys already know who he is. We'll get into his credentials.
We fought for 2 years, 2 seasons worth of podcasts to keep him off of this podcast.
Yeah.
But
I had been pushing for you for a while, bro. Okay.
Weaseled his way in.
weaseled
I'm just-
his fucking way in here.
Let
So you
me
know.
start by saying thank you for having me this evening. I have contributed nothing to this community in the last, 10 years that I've
Coming
been
out
here?
of the gate with a bunch of
Yeah, I
bullshit.
have to. This is a disclaimer. I've done nothing for you guys except ridicule, defame, humorize. Is that even a word?
It is now.
Oh, by the way, I have listened because you make up words all the time, Fancher. Yes, you do. Oh, correct. Correct.
Challenge.
Challenge.
We'll challenge later. We'll challenge later.
Quash.
Okay, but
Quash is
anyway,
a word.
thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. It's been a long time coming. It should have happened many, many years ago.
We're
No
honored.
disclaimers. I've already been briefed by the team what I can and cannot say. So let's keep this PG and rock it. Let's go.
What's the drink count? Just so we.
Let's go.
Okay,
You had 2 old fashions downstairs.
4
Okay. You
4.
got here early.
4 old fashions.
All right.
I'm at
I'm impressed.
3/4 of a Bud Light. Just did a shot of Gentleman's Jack.
Gentleman's
Gentleman's
Jack. Yeah.
Jack.
Some whiskey.
And got a really nice single cube old fashioned.
It's
Asked me if I
good.
wanted it smoked, and I
It's
said smoked.
good.
Yeah, okay, already smoked.
Smoke drinks every day.
So I'll let you guys just go. I'll
So
kind
now
of jump
Twan's been introed and nobody else has.
Yeah.
So let's do everybody else.
Sounds about right.
Right?
We're at the boardroom, Unstable Discourse, with Ryan Fancher of Unstable Disc Golf Gear,
Yes, sir.
Sean Callahan of Delwood Disc Golf,
Your boy.
Jason Callahan of Delwood Disc Golf.
Twan.
in. Wait, your last name is Callahan?
Uh-huh.
What the?
Uh-huh.
What?
You're
Really?
joking.
We're cousins.
I had no idea.
First cousins.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. guys.
He's fucking with me right out of the gate. Also, Jason Callahan of Bag of Tricks.
Still?
Is trivia still going on?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like
Twice a
every
week.
single week?
Like every single week. Yeah.
Twice a
Yeah.
week still, yeah?
Yeah,
Tuesday,
twice
Wednesday?
a week. Tuesday, Wednesdays.
Gotta get back.
There are always things to be
You know
trivialized.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Know thy
Yeah.
brother.
Yep.
I'm starting to get scared of COVID again, honestly. So
It's creeping out there a little bit.
it's starting to get a little dicey
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Omicron.
I was asked by my missus to wear my mask all night tonight, by the way.
And you are.
You are.
And
What do
I
you,
am.
I mean,
Yeah.
Thank you,
I'm so
Ryan.
proud of you, man. Way to stick to your
Way
guns.
to stick to your
I
guns
saw
and
that.
have your
I
convictions.
saw that. I
and-
laughed a couple times, but I saw that.
Good, man.
Anyways.
Hey, do your thing.
God
do your thing, Doug.
Do your guys'
Do your
shoulders
thing.
hurt when you do this? Like, do you have to sit here properly like this all the time?
Yeah.
Or
Sit
up.
How do you get
Have
like
some hey, Twan.
casual and comfortable? Can
Have
I
some
do
manners,
this? Are you
would you?
cool with
Yeah.
me
Don't
just
touch the
kind
mic.
of chilling like
Don't
this?
don't touch the mic.
Sorry.
My God.
Suck
That's
it in. Hey, you're looking
worst case
thick, by
scenario.
the way.
Oh God, really?
How many pounds you gained?
There's only 2 things I'm really, really sensitive about: how many drinks I've had and my weight.
Weight, which I've brought in the last 5 minutes. I brought up both those
Both
topics.
of those things.
You're right.
So it's gonna be a long night.
I know. I got a gym membership I just canceled. So
Where
I-
were
you
you
got
going?
I was at LA
membership.
Fitness. I've
Step
been on
one.
that. I've
It's a
been on
good
that.
gym.
I've been on that $10 like just keep it going because I might come back kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was 40, but I said, you know what? For the last 3 years, I said just keep it running. I might come back. So I'm trying to cancel, but LA Fitness makes you fill out like
Oh,
this
you can't.
waiver.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
impossible. You got to go in and talk to people, and then you get in there, and they're like, "Hey, welcome back, free membership for a week." I'm like, all right, we're not doing it. So I'm gonna stick to the old fashions and Bud Light still.
It's such a manipulation. The gym, I absolutely hate dealing with the people who work there. The way they make you sign up, the way they try and get you to do the personal trainer, the way you have to cancel, everything about it is like unnecessarily difficult and uncomfortable. Just let me sign up and come in and work out.
I gotta
please.
take the mic here for a second. I'm touching it. Sorry,
Stop
Fancher.
touching it.
That feels
I
good.
feel like Alex.
But-
over here. Stop touching the fucking mic.
Didn't you just get into the gym?
I did, yeah, but
And you ready to get out?
No. What I'm saying is, when I went there, I was meeting somebody, and I was like, I'm gonna get in, set up my membership, and be working out in 10 minutes.
Like you were having an affair.
And it took 40 minutes before I could actually start working out.
What was your go-to right when you got into the gym? What was the first
they
thing
were
you
just
hit?
on you, like trying to sell you shit?
Yeah,
Okay,
they're like,
yeah,
oh, you have to go through this. Let me show you these facilities. And I was like, I really don't care. I'll never use it. I have a friend waiting for me. Please let me just go. And they're like, okay, sorry, I have to do this. And I was like, by the time I was ready to actually start working out, I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. You've been waiting for me this whole time. And the end of that story is I worked out for about 15 minutes and then threw up because my body was like, what is happening? We don't know what this is anymore.
This is
That-
brand new information.
That
Yeah.
first cigarette
This isn't McDonald's.
when you walk out of the gym is the best feeling.
I'll second that.
Sorry. All
It's
right.
like high school.
I can't touch the fucking mic. Sorry.
yeah.
Beep.
It's like
beep.
Doc
We should have
pounded
told
on the
listeners
counter.
ages ago what we're talking about tonight.
I'm
Let's
not going
do
to
that.
talk. Can you guys hear me breathing?
I can.
Despite Jason's requests, I'll let you guys know things that we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the delis. We got to recap the delis.
It's been a minute, so we got to go back in time.
That's part of the reason why Twan is such a great guest. In
Yes.
case you guys don't know, Twan hosted the delis. Absolutely like monumental, groundbreaking events.
Slade.
We are going to recap all that. We're going to talk a little bit about Hellwood, the putting league that Delwood's got coming out. It's starting
Tomorrow.
tomorrow, so time
Right.
travel.
Last Friday.
When this
Boner.
releases, the previous Friday.
Super exciting. Talk probably a little bit about these new contracts that are making a lot of waves with Ricky and Kona, and there's a couple other like pro moves that I think will be cool to talk about. Just any other projects we have hanging out, but this is definitely going to be a looser format, which is what we've always done with our bonus episodes. So buckle up.
All the other 2 times we've done it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Hey, two's a lot.
Two's a lot. We've established. But they were themed. It was Thanksgiving themed, and then it was
were.
Christmas themed, and now this one can be New Year's themed.
I know you guys want to just chat and hang out, but I gravitate to the format so hard.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you're supporting that because
love it.
I think since the other 2 episodes were Christmas and Thanksgiving, let's start this off with a little New Year's
Yes.
talk.
Well, it is the new year after all, isn't it?
Thank you.
2022.
TWANty.
TWANty.
Oh my
That's
God.
going to be the name of the next flex start. I could feel it. Twanza.
Does anybody have a happy Twanza?
That'll be later this year.
Yeah.
Twanza.
I feel like I shouldn't talk, but I want to. You just go ahead and run this, Alex. Kick us off.
We're gonna kick it off with you. Do you have a New Year's resolution or two that you've like? Do you do that?
I
Is that a
do
thing you
actually. I do. My resolution. I'm going to be 40 this year.
Damn.
On June 8th.
You're old,
By the
dog.
way, props to Sheila, the queen of the canyons. June 8th. Jerome Harvey. Probably, what are you, 72, Jerome? This is what I'm looking forward to. I tell you, the generation of MPO in this local area, because I don't do anything outside of the local J-Town area,
Why would you?
is insane. And these guys are good, and I can't hang with them. It's impossible to touch these guys. So I am now in this echelon of the Al Hermosillos, the Tom Matasevics, the Steve Slaters,
The Ryan
the
Fancher.
Taylor Samalas,
I know.
the Mike Fierkes. Oh, actually, wait, are you 40?
Older than you.
Really?
I-
I'm excited because it's finally I can get competitive again. Because every time I go out and I play these MPO, I shouldn't be an MPO anyways. I just like to play MPO because the AMs, they just call too much BS rules and all that. And, I don't like it. But I get to play with the guys, the homies, the Toms, the Slaters, the Taylors. And
That's
we
where
get to
you're,
competitive
it's where you're
again.
comfortable.
And we have a really nice MP40 division coming up this year locally. So I'm excited. I think everyone else should be excited. And we should keep an eye on this MP40 division in the J-Town area.
How many spots do you want, Twan?
How many what?
How many spots in the tournaments do you want? 8, 12?
Can you pre-reg me now?
All year. It's going to cost
Thank
you
you.
$100.
Well, Sean, we did talk last year about running a A-tier Masters event. And it's going to happen this year.
It's happening, baby. June.
And it's my year. I only have to beat Al. And that's really difficult.
That's a tall mountain.
Because Al is... Should I even hype Al up in this or no? I shouldn't. I should, though.
He's going to absorb
He's
that
my
power.
Bud Light buddy, though. I have to.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's really good.
at this.
And Al, I'm going to give you props. I saw your comment today on Facebook. You need to be... Innova got rid of all this... got rid of all of this really good disc golfers. Pick up Al Hermosillo,
For God's sake.
please.
All
He's
of this
putting the
really
Jonathan
good
Poole,
disc
if you're listening, which you probably aren't because this is a Fancher production,
golfers. Oh, shit. I didn't know this was going to be a roast as well.
pick up Al. This dude throws rocks better than anybody on the planet. Nobody except Barry Schultz and Ken Climo can throw a rock better than Al Hermosillo.
That's true.
I'll give it to you.
I have to say that. It's insane how good this guy is, and he needs to get signed and sponsored. He needs to put the Bud Lights down, but he's doing it.
So is your New Year's resolution to help Al get sponsored?
Probably, yeah. I think that's the way it feels right now. I can feel it in my plums. It's definitely... It's me and Al, actually, yeah.
So wait, is realistically...
Hold on.
is
Let me
it-
take that back. I did see Ryan Barkus, a.k.a. Dr. Pepper,
Dr.
said
Pepper.
that he was going to be on some lead cards. Not today.
Boy.
Yeah, keep dreaming, Pepper.
Easy, Pep. Easy.
Is the actual goal or like the resolution to like dominate MP40 or
The goal is to have a good time and be very competitive this year.
that's what
'Cause
we like to
that's
hear.
exciting.
You cannot
that's good.
compete with these guys in MPO. Dan Schlitter, who wants to play against him?
Yeah.
Not me.
wanna
Hey,
hang
I
out
fucking
with
know. Zach Finwall, he's going to tell you what he did on every hole. Don't want to hear it, but he's going to kick your ass.
You know, Finwall is actually great to play fantasy football with, though.
Really?
If you like winning, because he's terrible.
I don't fantasize.
He's really bad. Sorry, Zach. He joined the Disc Golf Chicago League, and the way he was talking about it, I was like, this dude's going to be a beast. And you should see the standings. Whew. Zach.
What's
Rough.
his team name? Do you know off the top of your head?
I think he just named I know his username is DG Finwall. Let's see I'll tell you the name of his team. Hold on, give me a second.
We're going to
God
delete.
damn it.
We're
It's
going to
Team DG
delete.
Finwall.
Team DG Finwall. Oh my God! Really?
Glad I kept you guys
were
waiting.
halfway there.
Really glad
With the username.
But
The
back to me
suspense,
again.
though.
Back to Twan. You asked me my resolution. It
Yeah.
was MP40. Go out, have a good time, lose those pounds that Sean was talking about earlier.
Hey,
I got
listen, it's like 3 to 5. You got that.
3 to 5 pounds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm being nice.
Three and 5 together. Push them together.
8 pounds.
Push them together.
20 pounds.
Like my thighs.
Get some
And
cleavage
there's
out of it.
35. But what I'm really looking forward to is seeing like this J-Town local community of golfers. Alberto, one of my good buddies.
Ochoa.
I love this dude. Delwood disc golf
He's
team,
back on
right?
Facebook. Yes,
Love
sir.
watching him play. I'd love to see him come out and slay this year. Pat Richard, what
Never
a
heard
beautiful
of him.
stamp, by the way.
Cats, man. There are
Oh,
some
man.
people that can golf.
I
and they
know.
come out.
I know. I like, I don't really care much for about the large scene and looking at all these touring pros. I could really care less. My scene is local. It's J-Town, and it's watching these guys progress and get good to get them to that next level to then say, you know what? I've already slayed over here. Let's take it beyond and let's go. Like Schlitter did. Schlitter came out here. He destroyed for a year or two here locally, and now look where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
Killing it. Love it.
Well, if you can win out here, you can win anywhere. I really believe that.
That's true.
Do you remember the years when like this goes back like all the way to when the AMs in Illinois used to just destroy? I think we had like Kenny Glassman won AM World.
Kenny Slauson.
Kenny Am Dabs.
Yeah.
Damn. But
I just re-listened to episode 10. You were talking to that our new pal Will when we were at the Canyons.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned how we did that episode with Paul, and I was like, it was fucking cool that we did that. So I went back and re-listened to it. And the part where you did a local route shout out about Slauson falling over at Ledgestone.
yeah.
And you talked about how there's like a tuba sound in your head when you watch that video. That's always gonna make me laugh.
Kenny's a great dude. I actually just this morning, I'm dead honest with you. This morning before I left to work, I was watching Clash of the Canyons round 2, and I love seeing Slauson caddying for Schlitter.
Oh, that was
out there
one of
in
my
the-
favorite parts.
I love it. I love
he
seeing
did it
him
all
out
weekend.
there. And
Yeah.
He killed
Schlitter,
it.
I think Schlitter parked hole full 18 under the bridge there, and I just knuckled out to Schlitter and gave him some love. But no, I like to see these local guys kind of just get their ratings up, and all of a sudden jump on tour. But back in the day, it was Illinois dominated in the AM scene. It was like I'd mentioned, it was. I think Stephen Jacobs was there. Colleen Thompson, and she won an AM Worlds.
Yeah, that would have been right around the time that I was getting
We had
into
Gavin.
the
We
scene.
had IMAC.
What about
and
Fern?
Steve Fernaris?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Whoa. Oh, okay. That's deep. That's
Right?
going deep.
I mean,
Steve
'cause he-
Fernaris goes deep, and Steve has been playing for like probably since 92, 93.
But Doc has video of him
Yeah.
slaying it
And
when he
cut
was
off
like
jorts.
18, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the 03, are you talking about Disc TV, the Shorewood Shootout?
We are, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you
T-Roy's
have
got a bunch of really good stories about Hutt and all those guys that were like back in the day were young kids. He was the older guy,
Right.
and they were the young kids, and they were like,
I
whoa,
think they're the
so
reason
good.
why we have uniform standards in now, because Shawnee, if everybody knows Shawnee Harmon, OG
Yeah.
legend in J-Town, he used to wear these little cutoffs. He's gonna have a cutoffs with these sleeves off, and him and Darren and even Danny Pastore, rest in peace, Danny. These guys used to have this little. I call it the Frogger hop, and every time they throw, they do this little hop at the end of their throws, and it was just you go, what the hell was that? But I guess for some reason it just made it keep that AVR a little bit straighter than it needed to be. But no, I'm really looking forward to see. My resolution is to just really kind of hype these dudes up and support them and watch
great.
them get to the level they need to be, which may lead us into a segment of sponsorships and contracts.
Twan is the unofficial manager. He's everyone's unofficial manager in 2022.
Twan wants to get to it
Jason, do you have a resolution or anything you're coming into 2022 like hyped about?
with a new attitude.
Yeah, I'm gonna grow out the beard longer, and I'm gonna take some poundage off this year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
How are you gonna do that?
It's definitely not gonna be watching what I eat, so I gotta start working
No,
out.
let's start there. It's the easy part.
It's so
No,
much
that's the
easier
hard
than
part.
the gym
No,
part.
man.
No,
honestly.
it's not, man. I
Are
love
you
food too
using a
much.
Norelco for your beard? What
No,
do you
this
use?
This is Callahan.
Do you have to do any maintenance? Like, do you trim like on the out? Like, do you do
Yeah.
lines or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I line it up here and here.
The mustache,
It looks-
I can see. You got rid of
You
some
really
walrus.
look like you were
Yeah.
born to wear that thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Looks
once
good.
it's there,
Looks good.
it's there.
Have you
forever.
looked into
Too long.
bands you might be able to join?
Yeah, exactly. I got emails out to like Seether and
Yeah.
Cold and
got
all
'em.
those, yeah.
God, I want a Nickelback invite. I want to go
Nickelback, yeah.
backstage so bad.
Speaking of
See what we can
Nickelback, I just learned that a friend of mine had been. I had a rap playlist on Spotify that was collaborative, so anybody could add to it. And why would anybody ever pay attention to anyone else's Spotify playlist? I forgot that it was collaborative. I'm driving in the car, and all of a sudden, all these fart sounds started coming through my speakers, and I was like, is this like a comedy rap song? What is this? And I realized somebody had added 1 hour of fart sounds to my playlist.
Oh my!
And then I started to look through, like, what else is on here? It's Raining Men was added to it. A bunch of Nickelback. Three Doors Down. Like, 3 days, like things that just belong on a.
Were there
on
wet
no-
farts?
so
Were there wet
great.
farts? I love wet farts.
I made it through maybe 10 seconds of it
Respect
before
the
I bailed.
playlist, man.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not collaborative
Dirty.
anymore, but it was good for a chuckle. So the beard is the big focus for 2022 and
Definitely.
poundage.
Yeah.
I know you've been back in the gym. You're doing good things. You're feeling good
Since October. Yeah.
since we met with
Has
Brian.
that been a daily thing? I've been wondering. And I
3 or
didn't
4
wanna
days a
ask.
week
That's
since
fucking
October.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Are you doing anything about your food?
I have not had a can of Mountain Dew since probably October.
Are you cleaning the gym or are you
shit.
like lifting weights? What do you do? Do you
Yeah.
clean the gym?
I'm
Do you, like-
actually, I am seeing results. It's weird.
You were saying that your mile time is like getting nice.
Oh, my mile time is great. I am seeing results. I am sleeping better. I'm not eating better, but I am now more conscious about what and starting to try and make better decisions about that. But it was never about losing weight or gaining weight. It was just about
Feeling better.
Feeling better.
Sure.
And it's working. It's helping
I
quite
think
a
it's
bit.
really hard to do both of those things because the discipline, like each of them require a separate set of discipline. Like
Sure.
eating better
Yeah.
and going to the gym. So taking on both at the same time is hard, but
That's what I'm saying. I don't have the discipline to say no to.
Tater tachos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Like,
it's
Yeah.
it's a little
it's
a little
$3
step.
extra for bacon. Yeah, I'll pay for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Sour cream,
Brian's advice
add it-
was
yeah.
to stop eating at 8 o'clock and make that a thing that you succeed for like
No.
a couple of weeks. If
Can't.
you can not eat anything after 8, then that's your first building block, and You can, make another change after that.
Yeah.
I found that to be a manageable change.
No. I have not had cookies before midnight in years. It's always 3 a.m. It's cookie time.
It says
Every
right in
night.
the box of frosted mini wheats, only after 8 p.m.
Best after 8
right.
p.m.
So
Yeah.
that's when I eat them.
That's impossible. Yeah.
But and
Our bodies don't recognize what
Yeah.
time it is.
there are people that
Well,
are like,
it's not about the time. It's about
Yeah.
the gap
The
between your next
discipline,
meal.
right. Right.
oh, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm like now addicted to the gym. That's not a thing. It still sucks
It
every
sucks
time.
every time.
But the moment you're done and you step out of the gym,
nice.
you feel like $1 million damn dollars. And I'm trying to chase that high and not the, and
Right.
just get through it. So it's been working. It's great.
Have you considered eating an edible when you work out to get the high while you're
Ryan
getting high?
loves an edible, a sativa
Not a
especially.
fan. Not a fan.
Like
Yeah.
a 50
okay.
milligrams.
A nice
or so.
50 milligrams
50
sativa.
milligrams.
Could you
That's-
imagine watching? I would pay a lot of money.
I'd die. I would
I'll
die.
watch.
you
I'll watch.
in the gym
I'll
It
pay
would be
for it.
great.
I'd be
If-
the
if
first-
you do
as
it,
the 50
and you're
milligram
working
edible.
out the hardest
kicks
you've
in.
ever worked out in your life.
Clinically,
And you are just
the
pumping
first-
and
Just
pumping and pumping.
looking around, head
But
on
in
a
reality,
swivel.
you're just
Everybody
sitting in your
knows.
car melting.
Oh, I think with
You're
the
melting in your
sativa,
passenger
Everybody
seat,
knows.
but
you
you're
got
like, oh my God, this is fantastic. I can't believe I'm lifting so much weight. But really, you're just slowly becoming ooze in your front seat.
It would be the first overdose death in the history of
yeah, you would
edibles.
find a way.
I think I'm
Yeah.
dying. I'm dead.
We made brownies, and I think we're dead. Time is going by really, 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 really slow.
I just had a heart attack thinking about you on 50 milligrams.
No.
I don't
He
even
gave me
know.
5 milligrams.
That's
one
what I was
time,
gonna
and
say,
it was-
Just
I couldn't-
surviving.
you
I
lost.
couldn't
Just
deal with
surviving.
it.
I'd pay
couldn't
money to
survive.
watch that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you on 50 milligrams at the gym of sativa would be you, or maybe this is me, going from machine to machine. Like, should I do this? I don't know. I don't know if I know how to do this one. I'm gonna go try another machine, and just like super anxious,
walking
unsure
around,
of
not
myself.
That's
touching
my
anything.
question about your routine. What do you do when you go to the gym?
So I've kind of locked into a routine. It's run a mile, between a mile and a half, and then just hit various machines with a set amount of weights that
But
I
it's
do.
different every time. You're doing like muscle confusion
I kind
type
of
stuff. where you're
mix
just
it up
like-
a little bit,
yeah.
but there's there's a chest workout and a biceps workout and a triceps workout and a quads workout, and you mix those up. And I do a lot of incline bench, core workout stuff. So
I'm just picturing
That's
you
intense.
in the gym with
Yeah.
your on the machine with your legs where your legs are spreading open.
push
and
them
close
apart.
them back together. What is that called?
It's
Ooh,
weird.
That's called the
Nobody uses that
inceptor.
one.
That's called the inceptor.
yeah, nobody uses that.
Oh,
one for
Wait,
some
no,
reason.
I might have made that up. I think it's
the word
the
taint
word
is in the
tor
name
is
of
in it.
it.
Yeah.
Inceptor is in
Tor?
that.
I don't know.
Abductor.
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 That's
Taint
correct.
tuctor.
I think that's what
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
But you need to do that because, and I'll tell you why, because I used to be fit, 2015. Your body knows if you are so systemic about
Mm-hmm.
what you do, your body knows that it's Tuesday, we're working back. Every Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
you're doing your back. Your body knows that. Sometimes you got to mix it up and say,
Yeah, we do.
throwing a
Yeah.
curveball.
Yep.
We're going to do this. Back ain't working you today.
I have no idea whether what I've been doing is correct or not, but it is moving forward, so
yeah.
it's fine.
You're not doing
I feel good
nothing.
about it.
Good for
Sean?
you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Do you have a resolution to share?
Oh boy,
Oh, Sean's here?
cute. Similar. I don't know. I'm getting old. Body's getting a little tender. Right shoulder's hurting. Left elbow is still hurting from the fall off the ladder back in May.
I feel like you're gonna carry that with you for a long time. I feel like.
Knees after 18 holes, knees are a little tender. I mean, I'm throwing multiple shots, but
Still.
just trying to, get through the colder months.
To be fair, 18 holes at the canyons is not like 18 holes.
It's like 18 miles.
Well,
It's like
It's
four
like
and a
4
half miles.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's up and down hills, and
yeah.
it's like trying to maintain your footing on the side of a hill, and like those things are way harder.
And I'm
than
Well,
usually,
when you're
and I'm
constantly
usually
off the
golfing
fairway,
with guys who
yes.
are like half my age, too.
Whoa.
So they're just,
Sure.
running.
Maintaining footing on the side of a hill. Fancher, by the way, took off his sweatshirt. If I can tell people
He's
that,
getting
which
warm.
has happened.
He's getting,
There's a goddamn
He's
fire
right on
behind
top
Oh,
of
there's
fire,
there is a
yeah.
fire
he's
behind
getting
him.
tipsy.
Yeah.
You're going
Back
to talk
over.
shit about
No,
some
I was
lie
going to say
you
like there
had
used to be
at
this
Hellwood.
like Jamie Moser. He's a good he's a homeboy.
Yeah.
Love this dude. Cool cat. Michigan boy.
Huh.
I don't know where we're going with this. I think I just had too
I'm
many
super
drinks.
glad you interrupted Sean for that.
My
Sorry,
God.
Sean. Let's continue
Totally
on.
worth it.
Don't worry, this is getting
Jamie
deleted.
Moser had a weird lie on 12 at Highland.
No. Well, I will say this then. I'm going to give some shout outs to some people. Moser had
Seems
a
like the
really
appropriate
weird-
time.
Yeah, perfect. Go for it.
You know what? Delete this whole segment. We're done. We're done.
Please finish your. You were saying the body's
No.
getting tender.
The body's getting tender. I'm getting older. I'm trying to also stay in shape and stay healthy. And we got a long season ahead and a lot of things going on. We got Hellwood starting tomorrow, and that leads right into like Fraction Run. So
And then
it's going to be a
everything,
long, and then everything. And then it's just like, bam, and it all comes. So
That's what she said.
it's going to be a long year and just kind of keeping it together mentally and physically and being strong for the community.
That's the vision, but how do you make it happen?
Sheila? Oh,
She's
out of the
gone.
room.
She's
Yeah,
getting
she
me a
left.
She can't
drink.
answer for me.
Yeah.
She's getting me a drink.
You're on your own.
She
bro.
gone.
Sheila, how do we keep it together? No, I mean, the support system. I mean, the people that I work with, we talk about this all the time. We got Rye, who's in the corner, Jay, you guys. I mean, we're all together in this a lot of the time. Doc, Sheila, of course, Thor, Salt Dog. Just leaning on the homies and getting through it because we're kind of all in this together and even the players too, like as hype as they get, it hypes us up, like seeing their excitement of knowing that.
Oh, I wouldn't be doing it
dude,
otherwise.
Right.
No way.
Like the first tournament's in March. I can't wait. Like, let's get through this. Who was it? Tea Time Teller posted on Facebook.
Ooh,
A
he
couple days
loves,
ago
he
said,
loves the show.
I
all
just
of a
want to
sudden.
throw. I just want to throw.
Yeah.
And I said, bro, we're going to get through this together. Like we're all feeling that it's 16 degrees outside and it sucks and it's long days. And we're like, dude, it's dark at 4:45 still, 5 o'clock. Just getting through it together. And Hellwood is definitely going to help. I think that's
Oh,
going to be the
God.
thing that's going to be like, everybody's going to come out tomorrow night and just be like, 9 more weeks, baby. Let's go.
I want to jump into Hellwood like ASAP.
I honestly couldn't sleep last night because we've been there 3 Tuesdays in a row, setting up, working through the logistics, getting the signs up, just walking through it. And then I think it hit me yesterday, like all these people that are going to be in there and they're all going to have drinks in their hands and they're all going to be putting and they're all going to like, it's bringing
gonna
back
be
the
that
tournament
familiar
scene. Oh man.
sound.
So let
that
me
we're-
let me
so
let me
excited.
take the lead on this because I
Yeah.
have a ton of questions
Yep.
and I feel like the public will as well, and we're going to answer them. Who came up with this idea?
Sheila Callahan.
Okay, so it started with the prison not being available, right, for the JPPL.
Yes, it wasn't available, but we knew that it wasn't available. We
Right.
knew that was
So,
off the table two
It was
years ago.
What can we do next? Was the thought process?
It was who do we know that has indoor space that
Mm-hmm.
we could use for something like this? And I don't think it was very long after that Sheila had the great idea of reaching out to Kyle LaFlamboy over at Hell's Gate.
So yeah, that's my
Well,
next question.
we're-
Lay
we're-
down the specifics of what exactly people should expect tomorrow.
Hold on. Before you get to that, were there other venues, possible locations that you
that's a
were
good
like,
question. I like that, yeah,
maybe this would work, maybe that would work.
Or maybe you reached
No,
out and they
so it
didn't
was
know.
funny. So
No, we couldn't go backwards. There was no way to.
I get that.
yeah,
but,
like the last time we did it was a prison, for Christ's sake. Like,
Right.
it needed to be something good, or we found a Kmart that was closed down. It was like
Dude,
50,000 square feet
Sean,
or
I'm so
something.
glad
let me
you said
interrupt.
that.
Why didn't you ask Trinity? I could have held the greatest horror event ever in the shed for you guys.
Horror events.
Yeah, so
At
we're
Trinity.
doing
Horror-
Hellwood.
horror events.
Not
120
horror.
people through the
Horror,
shed.
H-O-R-E.
That'd take us
Horror.
about 6.5 weeks for one night.
I could have got multiple groups
Yeah.
through within minutes.
Sheila reached out pretty early. She's in the room, so you can come over to my mic and help me if you want to chime in when I say thing that's.
Oh,
anything
she
that's
doesn't.
Accurate.
She's slinking over.
When did you reach out? Because I know that it was like before.
It was like in August. And
Okay.
then
Wow.
it was a lot of back and forth. And then Halloween happens, so they don't have time
Yeah,
to
they
talk
don't have
to
time
anybody.
Yeah, we knew. Like
Yeah.
we were like, okay, let's try to get to him before
I
Halloween.
think I sent like 4 emails that never got answered. The first one was yes, let's do this. Then there was like 4
The
crickets.
first
Yeah,
email
then
you
we got
sent, they
ghosted.
came back positive,
Yes.
positive.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I was like, okay, I understand. I'll reach out after Halloween. I totally get it.
Right.
And then it
That's
was
their business lives for
Correct.
that one thing all year.
Right. Yeah.
But again, we still have not, for the listeners, we haven't even laid out what we're talking about yet. What
Correct.
specifically is happening
We'll
tomorrow?
get there.
Yeah, okay.
slow your fucking roll, man.
I'm just so excited to talk about it. I think it's great.
Easy
Yeah.
with the cussing and shit, you know? you guys
So,
are family.
anyways, it was the last Wednesday of our Double After Dark that I finally was like, okay, it's time. I'm going to reach
let's
out.
be honest. It was because Doc had asked us about it enough times at that point. To
Yeah,
where
because
was
he
like-
bothered us. He kept saying,
Well, it wasn't a
let's-
bother, but that's the way
Yes,
that
it was.
Doc works. Is like, hey, come on. What about?
Yeah.
What about? You know,
He's our
he's
disc golf
always
dad.
yeah.
So I sent another final email and I said, hey,
Listen up, motherfucker.
yeah, basically. And he got back within 2 minutes. And then we planned from there. So we've been there the last 3 weeks, setting everything up.
Do they know what's about to hit them?
You know what? I think they
Do
do
they?
only because at Halloween time they get hundreds of thousands of people through there, and so they understand.
Wait, hold on. You exaggerated that. Hundreds of thousands?
It could be.
I think
It
they
really
do.
could be
You know what?
over the
Maybe-
course of
maybe
the
I'm wrong.
month.
Hold up to me. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I think they do.
Pretty sure number one haunted house in the state.
In the Illinois and like top 13 or something in the country or
And
whatever.
how
Wait,
far,
okay, so
away,
now-
how far
wait.
away from Dellwood's parking lot from the pro shop is it to get to?
As the crow flies, you could almost throw a disc.
Yeah.
Well, Jason
It's
could.
closer to
Jason-
17
yeah,
Street
Jason
Pad.
could.
Are we looking at like a Gavin Rathbun DD3? Oh,
And
hold on.
I would
he's-
say
he's
like
dis-
10 good drives.
Coming
from
back
Gavin.
to Jason's point, now what is the thing?
Okay, so you guys know Hell's Gate Haunted Mansion, the haunted house that is down opposite of Dellwood, south of Dellwood.
West. It is
Never-
west of
that's
Dellwood.
Okay, west.
It is
waffles.
southwest of Dellwood.
Right.
Yeah, southwest of Dellwood.
I got to flip my map.
It's a ways down. So when you go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, Sheila and Sean and Doc and in a small portion myself have
Not true. Go ahead.
set up an 18-hole putting league inside the haunted mansion of Hell's Gate. So Hellwood is the perfect name for that, but you'll be putting inside all of the haunted rooms and with all of the obstacles and everything that you would have seen, minus a bunch of the actors. Otherwise, it is
Still super fun and like
incredibly
but, like,
fun.
they go
The
as
strobe
hard.
lights and the darkness, is that still all
So
going
that's
to
an
be a thing?
option. Like we
Right?
could do
Okay.
it. I mean, we've been in there when all of the sensors are on to trip all of the stuff that's like, shit pops out at you and screams.
Right.
I'm an old man, so I think that that's annoying.
Right.
You need Corey Simmons to
It was
right.
great
help
when we walked
balance
through
you
the
out on
first
this
time,
one.
but
Yeah.
when we're
Yeah.
trying to like figure out a hole and you keep tripping the dog and it keeps going,
Yeah.
"Rah, rah, 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 rah,"
And it's
every
like
single
blood
time.
curdling screams
Yeah,
from
yeah.
zombies and shit. And you're like, hey, I'm just trying to talk about business.
Yeah.
I'm going to encourage everyone listening the next Friday then eat edible. Eat 25 milligrams before you guys get up into here.
Do it.
Please do.
Yeah.
And
Someone
bring
have a
one for
heart
me.
attack.
I'll be in the parking lot, even if I don't
25,
register.
Yeah, 25 would hit pretty hard in there, I think.
25 is hitting hard?
Yeah.
Ooh, can
feel it.
I wanted to pitch you guys an idea for your next putting league after this one. I know it's early on, but no. This is
Nothing's good enough.
there's no way to. I thought there was no way to top the prison putting league. We'll see if Hellwood measures up. But season 3 could be Smellwood. You could do it at the Botanical Gardens.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll talk
Say
later.
where?
Twan's got a hookup.
I got to hook up. Arnie Granite, Jam Productions, good buddy of mine. I'm not going to get any more cloudy with you guys, but let's talk later. Anyway, continue
Smell
on. Who's next
Stay
on this New Year's
So
resolution
Hellwood,
list?
it's going to be, I mean, if you're starting on hole 1, you're literally starting in the first room you would be entering if you're going into Hell's Gate.
You don't have to sign a waiver like you
Oh,
do.
yeah.
You do.
You
you?
definitely have to
Yeah.
sign a waiver.
Oh, that's
There are
so
waivers.
dope.
Real quick.
Yeah.
You could have season 3 at the Grand Canyon, Fellwood,
Ooh.
Because
just
you're
saying.
falling.
because you fall at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000-foot putts.
Right. Talk about a putting league.
Yeah.
Right.
Fellwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it
could-
to the
We
quarries.
can keep this going.
Floating holes. Here we
Yeah.
go.
You could have it on the other side of the Grand Canyon the next year and call it Yellwood.
Yellwood.
Right.
Yeah.
See? I mean,
Yeah.
it lends itself. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
The options
Go
are
ahead.
there.
I'm
You go
excited.
to Philadelphia.
I'm excited.
It's going to be
You
a
go to
blast.
Philadelphia.
Can I
and
say
do-
something?
Hit me.
Bellwood.
I'm going to tell you guys
Yeah.
something. I'm going to tell you guys something really quick. Last night, was that the night to register? So I'm
Tuesday.
sitting at home with Casey. What's today? Thursday? So when do we have to register? Tuesday? So
Yeah.
2 nights ago. Sitting home with Casey. She goes, are you going to this Hellwood thing? I go, fuck yeah, I'm going.
Did she say it like that, like an old
Yeah.
lady?
Yeah, because she has clinicals on Fridays.
She said, this Hellwood
So
thing.
I just ordered Comcast. I got this badass Comcast 1200 up and down, whatever, megapixel dickery.
Wait,
I don't know what it is.
Are you talking about cable?
I think he's
Yeah,
talking
I
about
don't
his
know how
Wi-Fi.
internet works.
48
Anyways,
inch Vizio.
the woman that told me she said you got the best of the best. I said all right. So I sit down. It's 6:58, and I'm seeing look at all these guys that already did the pre right. I got
Pre-pre, baby.
Al in there and some of these other homeboys. So I look at it and I go, I'm ready to go. It took me 4 clicks. I was the first person to sign up and be official.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I go, what? Are you kidding me? 4 clicks. Everything auto-populates. I was so happy. I'm going, this is unbelievable. She goes, you're going? I go, signed up. Done. Look at it. Check out the registration list, babe.
Oh, you didn't know about our internet
Oh, yeah.
speed, baby?
Oh, our internet speed is off the wall. It's
4
insane.
clicks.
It's insane. So, by the way, if you're at like 143rd and Gauger and you see disc golfers on your network, because that's what we renamed our network, disc golfers, sign up. The password is Daisy 2021, capital DAZEY 2021.
There's no way this is not real. This is definitely a real Wi-Fi password. Isn't
Oh,
it?
this
It's
is real.
Daisy with
Yeah.
a Z?
Yeah, with a Z. Daisy.
know
That's
that.
Casey. That's my girl, though. She loves that stuff. Daisy. Yeah.
I know it was with a Z. I feel like an asshole.
Were you thinking DAISY,
Yeah.
like a daisy, like a Red
Yeah.
Rider kind of thing? No,
Yeah.
that's a cool. Don't
You
worry
think-
about it.
you were
Everybody
thinking
usually
like
does.
a rapper. Like
Still
Daisy.
respect you.
Daisy.
Daisy, yeah.
Can I hijack this for a second?
Again?
I mean, you stopped?
We have heard.
Wait,
we
what?
have
You haven't
heard.
been hijacking it?
We have heard some really good resolutions tonight. We've heard Twan. We've heard Jason. We've heard Sean. Nobody has asked Fancher what his resolution
I don't
is.
do resolutions.
Yeah, we knew.
I knew not to ask
we
him.
knew not to ask.
He also
do
talked about going to the
do you
gym
mean?
already, so
I don't do 'em.
Yeah.
That is the ugliest
Wow.
shirt I ever seen in my life. By the way, the poopy ass
But
brown,
when it,
poopy baby
when
brown.
it lifted up earlier, when you were taking your hoodie off, and we got a little sneak peek.
Oh, do you see that? Do you see it too? I seen it. I seen it. I seen it.
I mean, it's a hard body,
I
but
seen
it's,
it. No, it's getting there.
you
It's
look
getting
good.
Oh, I'm.
I, like,
You've always
You know what?
been,
I had
you've always been
sparkles
like a,
in the side of my vision, and It's Raining Men was playing. In my
Yeah,
head.
right.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I put a shirt on earlier, and I think I shrunk the shirt, but it fit too tight, and I was like, I kind of feel good about that.
Did you look like Paul Macbeth in a Southside Glide
I
t-shirt?
definitely did. Yeah.
Who do you think has the biggest nipples out of us five?
Come on, that's not
Okay,
fair.
I can't say that. I can't say that.
Yeah,
Alex?
that's not fair.
Let me see a nipple.
Can I get it hard first?
No.
What do you need me to do?
I can do it myself.
I just want to see
I
one
have
nipple.
curtains. I've got really weird chest hair, man.
Dude,
It's
I have
only on
like
my
little
nipples.
bitty, itty bitty nipples.
I bet you
I gotta
do.
see
But
that.
they get fucking,
Are they,
they
like,
get rock
inverted?
hard.
Do they go
Let's
in?
see it. We need a picture for the album.
I'll show you
You
right
have
now.
innies?
We need a picture for the album.
Right now.
Who's got innies?
Ooh,
Sheila, get this.
Trivia
Are we doing this?
question.
Yeah.
Sheila, get
Pin the
on.
nipple on the person.
In the nipple.
Yeah.
On the person.
Sheila, write this down.
That
No, put the
works.
phone down. Put the phone down, Sheila. You ain't taking pictures of this.
I want to say thank
my
you to
train
you,
of
by the
thought
way,
on
for
the
being
the
really
Hellwood.
concerned about Ryan getting his New Year's resolution out and not giving a fuck about me, who hasn't also.
I haven't
not
even had
talked
an
about mine.
opportunity to talk about you yet.
That's all right. I posted about my shit on
First
Facebook
of all,
already.
you're too far north for J-Town, so it
You
don't
got-
matter.
We don't.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
have time for your resolution.
Yeah,
right?
for your Chicago
I would like
bullshit.
to talk
You
about
got
you
dream
guys,
boards.
but I'm
What do
not
you call
around.
it?
Yeah.
A vision board.
Vision
Yeah,
board.
vision
Dream
boards.
boards.
Dream board.
Dream boards.
Oh,
Okay, Hellwood.
Who just said vision board? Who said that?
He does it. He does it every
You
year.
have a vision board?
I do it every year.
Every day. That's bullshit.
So when I started dating my wife, she would every year.
Lisa?
Liz.
Liz, sorry.
It's the
Oh, you're close.
Yeah.
Close
Close.
for you.
Yeah, close for two letters, right?
That's how an Italian would say her name. She used to get together with her girlfriends every year on New Year's Eve and do like, ladies, let's manifest our shit for this year. And I was on her vision board because her and I had just connected on like, on a
shit.
dating app.
Really?
And so she was with her girls and she was like, I just reconnected with this guy from college. I'm trying to manifest my husband this year. It worked. So I've been like, yo, I love that idea. So every year since then, on New Year's Eve, we get drunk and we do vision boards. We like
You were on her vision board.
straight up.
Get out of
A
here.
picture of you was on her vision board.
No, it's a picture
Of
that
Ben
like
Affleck.
represents me.
Yeah,
but it looks
she
like-
talked
right.
to her friends.
She didn't want to look at you.
right,
But yeah.
cannot blame her for that.
Yeah, right.
But she
I
specifically,
like you, man. You cute.
I was.
No, you ain't. You
I was looking
What?
at a picture of
No
myself
way.
from like 2013 earlier today, and I was like, that dude used to fuck. Look at that guy.
What happened? What do you mean? You put down that thunder?
You know, it's not that important to me anymore. It's like, if it happens,
Listen.
great. Anyways, yeah, we do a little vision board thing. We put all our shit that we want to see happen in the next year. We get drunk. It's a great time. And now I have my vision board right next to my computer. So when I work all day, if I have to make a decision that is going to impact anything in my life, I look at the board and I like all the pictures that I put on it
Yeah.
correspond to how important it is to me. So like
Right.
a baby is like the biggest thing on the board. And then I also have like little things that will be like, oh, that would be a cool thing if that happened. And so I make my decisions kind of based on like how important that goal is for the year.
Wow.
At the very least,
Respectable.
looking at that board and thinking about those things is going to gravitate you towards those things.
Sure.
Dude,
That is inevitable.
Yep.
listeners,
like,
just
if
so
you
you
don't
know,
believe-
this podcast, like starting a podcast was on my 2019 vision board.
And then
we did
2020.
it. We did it in like 2 months later.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that at the end of the year, I look back at what was on my vision board, and like a lot of the things that were on there happened. To some extent, it's me guiding decisions based on what I knew.
The concept of being that introspective is so foreign to my brain.
Oh, I can't. Yeah.
I couldn't even. I wouldn't even know where to start, and I would be so riddled with guilt. Like that's a big thing that I deal with. Is like if my actions and or desires are perceived as selfish, that like
You're a piece of shit.
I couldn't even like, who am I to say this is what I want to do for this? These are the things that I totally struggle
gotta
with.
work
That
on
is
that, dog.
so foreign to me. Like just
Dude, it's-
sitting there and saying, what do I want out of this year? I'm like, what's going to get me through the next hour? And
You
then
guys
after
are
that,
deep.
I reassess. And after
You guys
that,
are
I
deep.
reassess. And that's how I get
Well,
through my days.
You could put things on there that are going to benefit other people. Maybe you wouldn't feel as selfish.
Yeah, maybe.
know?
Maybe.
I've got things on there that are like, I want to make X happen with Disc Golf Chicago, which is going to impact lots of people. Some of it is selfish, and some of it is like for my family or for my friends. And there's a way to mitigate that.
I guess I should have left off one of the things. One of my resolutions is like to make myself a priority in my life, because I definitely struggle with that as well.
Put a big ass picture of your
yeah.
face on there, dude.
Yeah. So
Brushing
it's
your
like-
teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I got Sandy Point on my board for this year.
Hold
Hell
on,
yeah.
Sandy Point.
That's-
Wait.
that's a
What does
goal.
that mean? Are you
I
going?
want to book the trip to go this year. The few times I've looked at that part of the board, I've texted the homies and been like, yo, what weekends are going to work for everybody? And if I didn't see that little reminder, I probably wouldn't have those conversations going yet.
Yeah.
Can I say something about Sandy Point? I've been going for about the last 7 years, and
That's weak.
why am I so quiet right now?
I don't know.
should
Why
be
are you
talking.
touching your
I
chest?
feel like there's
You're
like
touching your
cottage
chest like
cheese.
we're on
I feel like my
Lifetime.
balls are
Right?
dipped in
Yeah.
cottage cheese or something weird. I shouldn't. That's even dumber. Sandy Point is my home away from home, and Mike and Michelle, they make you feel so at home when you're there. But one thing that I really feel I'm missing out on, and Sean, I've been thinking about this for years, is your outing that you guys have.
The version that we do.
This is
Yeah.
how we know you don't listen to the
Every
See, you
show.
can't-
single.
see, that's the thing
when
about- that's the
I
thing
feel
about
like
J-Town
I'm
boys.
missing out on everything, Sean.
They think that the experience is the Northwoods Open. The experience is not
It's
the
not.
Northwoods Open.
It's not. It's me and Casey leaving bacon in a freezer somewhere for Sean to go and get
Yes.
the week later.
Why are you talking like you're on the Lifetime movie right now?
I don't know. Ever since I found out that you and your boy, what's his name?
Donnie.
Oh boy, Donnie Longdick.
Yes, sir.
Every time
Third in Longton.
They're in Longton.
Every time I hear about you guys going there, it makes me, it kind of like, it riles me up a little, because I love when I'm there for the Northwoods Open. Have a great time, see everybody. Tesla boy, Phil Ash, killing it, eating boomers on the boat. Doc smoking everybody out. And then bam, I hear Sean's there next week. And I'm going, what the fuck? This is some BS. He gets to have more fun than we had, but on a quieter level.
Quieter
Which is
level
what I
and
want.
for longer.
I
for
want
a whole
that.
week.
I want that.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That's when you got to go, man.
That means I have to extend my vacation, and I can't afford that.
Solve his problem, Sean.
Sean, what do we have to do?
What to tell you?
Sheila.
Yeah. She's not allowed.
Oh, shit.
Not allowed,
Sheila
man.
has never
Hey,
been.
Oh, she
Anyway,
goes to Juan
I'm-
Plan her
Duigo.
own trip, man.
I always see every single year when we leave, I'm driving back with Casey and I'm going, okay, this
Well,
is
that's the
great.
thing. See,
we
you
stop
got-
at the Cheese Castle. Okay,
Yeah.
Big Culver's cool. Everything's great.
You're on
and
your
then
way
I go,
home.
Sean's on his way
Yeah,
up.
you're coming
and
down
we're looking for
off
the
the
Delwood
high.
van. And I'm going, these dudes are
Right.
about to go out and
Yeah.
kill it. Let's leave it. Let's bury some mushrooms in the ground
Well,
for
you're
them.
clocking in while I'm clocking out. That's the
I
problem.
don't like it. I need to extend it, and I need to
Yeah.
be with you guys. But I don't want to just intrude and come up and be like, "Hey, Fancher, make me a hoodie. I want to be part of this team." I don't want to be that guy, because you guys look like you have the most fun
We do.
ever.
Yeah.
We do.
Ever.
We do.
And you play this bad every year. What do you do? Explain to me what you guys do every year.
No, we can't do that because
This is
this has been explained
too
on two
involved.
different
Yeah.
episodes.
It's
Well,
too
Twan,
been
don't
doing it
listen.
for
Twan,
10
don't listen to
years.
your
You need
shit
to go
because
back
of
and
Fancher.
listen.
So
10
let me
years.
hear it.
10 years
I'll
we
explain
do.
to
10
what I
years.
think of what you guys do. I think you guys have a really good time. You don't invite me and Casey.
Nailed it so far.
There's a dog fee. Michelle says, no, you can't bring your dog, but whatever. It is what it is.
You
Mike, if
crushed
you're
it.
listening, actually, you know what? I will say this. And we do owe back pay on a dog fee. We have brought Daisy the last 2 years. We will pay next year's dog fee.
Worth it.
Back
Brought it
to-
back to Alex.
back
That's
to
his show.
Since
dog
I've
fee.
seen Sheila and Sean. By the way, we got Sean.
Twisted. Yeah.
All right, Twisted's in the room with us. I've seen Sheila and Twisted bring Twan drinks. So I want to talk about the delis before Twan is gone.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Let's get into
What do you
let's
mean
get into
gone?
this.
Get into
Hold on.
roast
Can
mode.
we hit mute? Somebody hit mute on this
No.
really quick.
Let's
All
get
right,
into
we're
roast
It's all
mode.
live. Yeah. Boop.
Twan's never gone. We're back. With
You just did
Fancher
you just
and
did
his
Pam from the
mustard-ass
office.
green
Beep beep boop beep.
bullshit.
Mustard
Cleared
orange.
your lines.
Mustard.
Can you crunch them again?
Let's
Yeah.
get on to the
Crunch.
delis.
Yeah, let's
Did
go
we
to the
cover
delis.
Hellwood? Is everybody good on
Oh, hold
Hellwood?
on.
Is,
Did we
is-
talk about your resolution?
Yeah,
We
we
good.
talked about it for a long
Yeah,
time.
it was
Hellwood's
bullshit,
covered.
wasn't it?
No,
Hellwood's
no,
covered.
there's a lot of
Okay.
good stuff
It's
on
a
there.
putting
I
league
want one of
in
these
a
little
haunted
dick
house.
skimmers. You
haunted
guys make me
That's
feel
gonna be
bad. I
amazing.
want one of these things.
Let's put a bow on Hellwood and then we'll go to delis. Hellwood is Boom. Give us the recap.
I think Ryan nailed it. It's 18, awesome. It's if you were a patron of JPPL, imagine that in a haunted house times 10.
Yeah.
If you live in California and you don't know what JPPL is,
Then I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, boy.
Hellwood,
Sean.
Hellwood is a putting league that
J-Town,
happens
baby.
in a haunted house.
Let me ask you
in
a question,
the
Sean,
premier
about
haunted
Hellwood.
house.
Yeah.
One thing about Hellwood, like the scoring at JPPL was everybody knew what they walked into. Like they knew the number they had to hit every single week. Are we kind of looking at like a similar structure?
Exact
kinda similar
same format.
numbers that we need
Yeah.
to hit?
Scoring
Are these
format.
shots a little bit different than what we're looking at from JPPL?
I would
or are
say
we kind of aligned with what we saw 2 years ago?
I would say pretty similar, but we couldn't get as long in Hell's Gate as we could in JPPL.
So like
So everything is under 30. As we're JPPL second year, we had a couple of like 35, 38 C2 jumpers, but this is all inside 30. But more difficult than the shorties at JPPL.
And it's all mostly out of our control because there's not enough room.
We're landlocked in there.
Yeah. But what we lack in distance, we made up for in.
Sheila.
sorry, nobody heard that, but Fancher just said what they lack in distance.
We tuna canned this for
There's
sure.
no girth.
Yeah. She looked right at me and said, girth.
I got to do it. I got to
ahead.
keep us moving.
You are the
great.
moderator. That was your job.
There's time limits to this shit?
Here's how we're gonna do the delis. This is how we're gonna lead into the delis this way. It's gonna be a speed round of each person is gonna say the first word that comes to mind of a memory or a moment of the delis. You get one word, and it's gonna go one at a time. We're gonna do 2 rounds of that. Ryan, give me a word that comes to mind when you think of the delis.
You can't start with me. Fuck off.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Sean,
Roast.
roast. Jason,
Classy.
ooh, class A.
Mm-hmm.
Twan,
Happiness.
well, I like that. Ryan's bow tie.
Okay. Shrimp.
Shrimp.
I love shrimp.
Yeah.
You know how much of that shrimp I ate,
They
Ryan?
had,
A lot of
as
shrimp.
they were
I
bringing
ate
it
'em.
out, I was fistfuls of
Dude,
it.
Sammy.
Oh, it was
So
great.
like we were there.
Keep
early.
it moving.
Okay,
Keep it
sorry,
moving.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. We won't talk.
One word.
Yeah, one word.
Oh fuck.
Community.
Ooh, yes.
Crying.
Yes.
There was some crying.
that night, yeah.
Twan.
Cummings.
Coming.
Cummings.
Cut you off.
Go ahead and ask me why. Go ahead and ask
Legend
me why.
No,
Ryan
we'll
Cummings.
talk about it. We'll talk
Oh,
about
we're
it.
gonna talk.
there.
We're
We'll
gonna
get
go
there.
around the horn.
Yeah,
again?
we'll get there.
Okay. Yeah.
Surreal.
Ice.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do one more round. This is great.
What is the style from
What
the
is
20s
word?
that we modeled other stuff off of? Art Deco.
Oh, good one.
Ooh.
Thank you.
That's 2 words.
It was an assist from Sheila.
Pictures.
We
A
had
lot of great
those.
pictures from that.
There were.
Comfort is what I have to say.
Mm.
I'll wrap it up with groundbreaking.
Okay. That's fair.
All right. Now, to actually get the conversation moving about it, every time I drive past Roxy now, I'm like, I get a vibe. I'm like, it takes me right back to being in there that night. So you guys were all there to set it up. So the magic is probably different for you guys than it was to be there as an attendee. But as I parked my car, I walked up, freaking red carpet out front. There's the marquee. There's people in line with like nice outfits. You get inside.
Fucking Dan Blazer, man.
Yeah, I think
Dad
that's
suit.
the actual person I walked
Dad
up.
suit.
Loved it.
Yeah.
You get inside, you
Dirk
see,
Diggler.
the players pack, and the hosts. Sheila greeted us as soon as we got in, but then you see like the shrimp, and you see the food spread, and the vibe from start to finish was like nothing I could have imagined.
Mhm.
And I hate to say it, but it's like it has to happen again now. It's like it was too
Oh,
amazing.
it's an annual thing, no doubt.
It's
About
going to be
has
an
to
annual
be.
thing.
Annual thing.
Yeah.
That was one of the. I mean,
Am I invited?
2021 in general was like we were the only thing we had to top was ourselves, and I know that sounds like terrible, but when we started off with like the Greater Joliet Tour Series Team Challenge, like that was this bar
Yeah.
was set really high.
Yeah.
So we had to get to that level, but do the award show and like have this like from the first concept of thinking that we were going to do this. I had Twan in mind.
As the
I had a
MC.
vision of him on stage roasting and talking shit and like just getting everybody laughing. And that's exactly what it was for me. My cheeks hurt. By the time I left, I was just like, that was one of the funniest things I have personally seen because like we talked about earlier, all we do is spend time around each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have become this little bubble of like, we're all our own entertainment, whether it's on social media with Facebook and Instagram or
So true.
at the tournaments or at the leagues. Like, if you don't know what's up with the what's up from last week's
Right.
leagues, like you're being left in the dust. There's so much, like to keep up with it is like watching a season
reality
of a show.
Yeah, exactly.
So to see our whole season, in air quotes, culminate with this thing that was
Yeah.
like, yes, where all the feelings were there. That
Sean,
was the vision.
I'm crying right now. Dude.
Good, bro.
I am.
Yeah.
That was the vision from the jump, and it went off without a hitch. I was so stoked the way that everything laid out, the people that we had given awards to, all that shit. It was awesome.
We talked about the Clash hangover where we were just strung out for weeks after that because of all of the planning and everything that we did. I felt a smaller version of that after the delis, but it was like a great hangover.
Yeah.
It was the afterglow hangover instead of the I drank
Yeah.
too much tequila hangover. It couldn't have gone better. Exactly what we had hoped for.
Yeah.
There were so many moments, like different kinds of moments that were so important. Vern's moment.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you could have foreseen that moment happening.
It was his daughter's birthday that day. Like,
What?
yeah, that's what he said.
You don't remember that?
That was,
I mean,
it was his
that was-
daughter's
yeah.
birthday.
Well, I'd been drinking and I was
Oh,
like,
sure,
everything
yeah.
he was saying
You know-
was like hitting me so hard. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this because I literally get teary-eyed from this because this is what I live for as a disc golfer in this community is, everybody wants to be the Paul McBeth. They want to be the Ricky Wysocki, but like, let's just tone it down and let's bring it into our area. Let's bring it in. Let's encompass it and suck it down to our dome of J-Town.
Well, it's a mess. What a mess. What you gonna do? You're gonna take out your suck it and you'll suck it.
And let's capture what is significant to us in Joliet. And that's the 9 delis that we gave out. It means a lot to me because I appreciate everything that went on that evening, even though there was a lot of smack talk that went on. It
was hysterical.
It was hysterical, but
Every
it was
moment.
also it was an embodiment of what I respect so much about this sport, and that's community. And so many people step up, and I always say this. I say I know it's going to be a really fucking good time when I see James Heath with a flag in his hand. Because when I see James Heath with a flag, I know some shit's going down, right?
Yeah.
We're about to have a good time. We're about to have a tournament, right? And that's what it means to me. And like, I loved the opportunity to be there and just talk that smack and do what I had to do until Brian Cummings cut me off. But anyway,
That was the
I
second
love-
vision, though. Not
you know,
to cut you off,
and I'm
there were
sorry-
2 things I saw when I was imagining what the delis could be and what it should be.
Yeah.
One was that Twan was on stage talking shit and doing what he does.
Yeah.
2 was James Heath.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of heart that dude has brought, and we've talked about it a bunch. He's the first to get out there. He's the first to leave,
Last to leave.
and he's last to leave. Excuse me. And there are a few of those James Heaths,
Right.
but he
Damn
was
right.
the guy that gave me
he embodied it.
Dude.
Yeah.
the face to put with that concept.
Everybody likes to always just say that, like, look at and try and capture and be the best of the best. And, you look at the Rickies and you watch all this Jomez and this GK and you love to see these guys play and be their best. But like, nobody ever captures what's really good in this community, like community wise.
Right.
So we see all these things that are always going on YouTube. And we'll talk about,
We're gonna get to them
later. We'll get
little
to that.
bits.
It's really emotional for me because this is what I live for, man. I love this community. I've been doing this since I came back from San Diego in 2009. Like, I came back and I was going, holy crap. Whoa, where these dudes come from? And just being able to capture an embodiment of just like, hell yeah, love you, bro. Good to see you. Catch you next week.
Yeah.
That type of shit. Good to see you. Good shooting. The talking the shit. And I'm gonna give some props later on some really good shit talkers, but it was a really good time, and I literally am tearing up because it was so fun to see everybody out there, and I'm going to talk about Michelle, by the way, but if I can, because Michelle is one of those people that in the women's, in Paula as well, that just really brought a lot to this year in the last 2 years, shall I say. It should have happened 2 years ago, but brought a lot to the plate to say, let's bring the sport to another level in this area. Yeah, it's just really
without women like that leading from the front, nobody's gonna buy in.
Not at all.
There's got to be somebody that you're going, what do I do? How do I do this? Where do I go? How do I pay?
Yep.
Where are we going next week? it's tough to get into this thing, but once you're in and there's somebody like Paula or Michelli
Thank
or
you. What
the
was the
leaders that are like,
What was
do
what was
this.
Michelli's
I'm gonna
award?
show you
What
what
was
to do.
that?
There's
Awesome.
something about a turtle, right?
It was what was that?
Yeah, what was it?
Paul
It was yours.
or yell at Sheila. What is it? The spirit
animal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Like we never would have seen this 15 years ago when I started
Yeah.
when I 20 years ago when I started disc golfing. You never would have seen this many women disc golfing. So like for the honor and I'll talk about, if you guys are okay with me talking about how this kind of came about, was Sean saying to me 2.5 years ago, or actually, oh God, I got to give him credit. Thor came to me and said, can we talk about that, by the way? Let's talk about that.
Hey, so we got an idea.
Here's
That's
what
Thor.
happened, guys.
That's my
Here's
best
how
Thor.
this really happened. One day I'm in the shed. I am baked out of my mind. I'm sitting there and Thor comes over. He goes, "Have you seen the video?" And I go, "What's the video?"
Both of your Thor impressions sound so different.
He goes, "Check this out." And I look
Have
at
you
this
seen the video yet?
and it's a production of these Frisbees getting made. And at the end of it, it's a picture of me and it says, "Y'all some hosts." And I go, "What the fuck? What is this?" And he goes, "It's the delis." And I go, "What's the delis?" He goes, "It's what Sean told you about. It's the award show." I go, "What? This is really happening?" Okay, I got to get my game face on. Here we go.
Did you get anxious right away?
No, not at all. I just said whatever. I
Well, until the,
I
like,
remember
couple
seeing
days
Sean
before,
like
right.
the next
Sweating
day. I go,
bullets.
"What's this deli
Okay.
shit?" And he goes, "You're gonna host it." And I go, "What does that mean?" He goes, "Yeah, you're gonna just stand up on stage and just talk
Yeah.
shit to people." I go, "Yeah, that's not very nice. I don't like to do stuff like that."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, okay.
Bullshit.
Bullshit is what happened." So we're ready to rock and roll. This is 2020, right? What happens? COVID hits.
Right.
Okay, doesn't work. But the Firebirds.
Yeah, it's the Twan
50
birds.
birds are made. How many birds? 50?
50?
I think it was only 50.
Yeah.
50 birds are made.
50 Twan birds.
They go out on sale. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody's buying up. I only got 2 of them, by the way. And I sold one of them. Threw one on the
I only
pond.
have one of them, and I
You
bought
only
them.
have one? Well, they're going for 100 plus. That's what I hear. Anyway, this is what's going on. I love it. It's great. It doesn't happen. I think it's over. I'm out of the woods. I don't have to deal with this shit. I don't have to get on stage. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to talk
No
about
more
negative.
Sundays.
You were relieved?
I was so relieved because, it's a lot of anxiety to get up on stage because Sean
Pressure.
says there's going to be 12 people. I go, oh, wow, 12 people I have to talk in front of. BS, but no, it ended up being a lot bigger than we thought.
Yeah.
And so it disappeared for a little bit, right, Sean?
It did. And then it got rescheduled.
And then what
it
happened?
got rescheduled again. And then it got rescheduled for like the 4th time.
Yep.
And
The cool
then it was
thing-
like, we're going, baby. This
I want
is
to
full
focus
steam
on the
ahead.
silver lining of the fact that it got pushed back and pushed back.
Yeah.
Everything happens when it's supposed to, and
Sure
and,
does.
the universe unfolds as it should.
For a reason, absolutely.
And since it happened when it happened, you got the opportunity to host the Clash beforehand, which I think played a part in some of the awards that were given out. Like it gave all these people an
It did.
opportunity to shine.
100%.
You were saying before that like everybody wants to be Ricky or Paul and be the best. I think what if you boil it down to what everybody wants, it's just to be a part of a thing.
Yeah.
And to know that they matter and that they're just part of a community, and that the delis highlighted that so well, like picking out those people like Michelli, James, and Vern, and to be somebody like my wife who has no idea what the community is actually like. She just knows I go and play disc golf. To be in that room and see Vern telling his story, to see Casey getting acknowledged for how the standard
Work hard,
she
play
sets,
hard.
like
Yeah.
to see all these people being acknowledged for what they bring aside from just being a great player. It showed it was this window into why do we all care about this thing so much.
I really wanted to talk to Philo and ask him if this is anything he ever sees anywhere else.
Right.
And I will comment on that because
you would have
he
had to
doesn't.
get
He does.
to
He's
him
never seen that.
early in the
I
night.
bet.
And
'Cause,
he told me at Paradise
yeah.
Bay, and we'll talk about that comment,
we
Philo,
were there
because this is going to be
late,
a good
boy.
comment.
Yeah.
But to like piggyback off what Alex says here is, I'm not talking about myself, but I am a little bit. But I don't care what goes on in the large scale of disc golf. I could care less if Ricky makes $1 million for 4 years, or Paul's over there washing his balls with a Norex towel. It was weird, by the way, to say that. I don't know why I said that.
now you interrupted yourself, and I
Twan,
got to
No,
stop
I did.
you.
I don't know why.
Twan,
I'm
that's
thinking
why
I
Norex.
got to
here.
stop you
Like,
because
That's
Twisted.
the thing is, I don't care about that. What I care about is like our local scene, and I love and I appreciate this scene so much. And I told you, it gets me teary-eyed.
What I'd really
It
like to
means
see
nothing.
too is that, to piggyback on what you said, is that every year the length of time that it takes for a brand new guy to feel chummy shrinks.
Right.
You're
And
right.
that's
You're
my
right.
favorite part.
You're right.
a
You're
brand
totally
new
right.
guy 2 weeks in already knows who you are and knows all the characters and
You know who
how
sticks
we
out to
get
me
down.
exactly in that situation?
Yeah.
When we had the tournament director team challenge, Joe Moore.
Oh, the best of, by
Yeah.
the way, when
Yeah.
we get to this,
Oh, we'll
the
get to
best
it.
event of
Yeah.
the year.
Yeah.
Joe
Yes, it
Moore
was.
introduced me to a kid named Trevor DeCook,
Yes.
Oh,
who
yeah.
had no
Yes.
idea what was going on.
Yes.
And he's competing the hell out of these tournaments now, helping us with
Local
the
route
YouTube.
shout out,
Right.
Trevor DeCook.
Local route. He's
Yes.
killing it now. He was standing in line to get the Cloud Breakers.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it
and
was.
he's so immersed in it, and it took about 30 seconds
Right.
for him to go from who's that kid to, oh, that's Chef. Hey, Chef,
Yeah.
what's up? It's awesome.
15 years
I
ago,
love that kid.
it took 2 seasons.
Right.
Now
Right.
it takes one event.
Not even.
Right.
Exactly.
One
it
sign
takes
up,
a registration.
one thing,
it takes
and
one
these guys
comment.
are
I
getting
think
it.
someone
the-
to say,
and
who the fuck
Tim,
is this
Tim
guy?
Kelson is another guy. Team Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Still shouting it every time I see him. Team Blue.
Dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
From the
Yeah.
People
JCS.
want so badly to just be a part. Like, you look at it as soon as you approach it from whatever direction, whatever way you get introduced to the community, you see it. It's palpable. There's a thing that you're just like, I got to get into that somehow. Like,
That's what she said.
how do I make myself relevant here?
It's,
you know,
it's every walk of life can come and approach this scene in Joliet and say, I don't care who you are. If you're a lawyer, if you're a Taylor Samala that runs his own business and thinks he's got the most clout in the world. I love you, Taylor. I'm totally kidding, by the way. You make a good old fashioned. But anyway,
Get some new shoes, though.
Whoever,
Would you
yeah,
please?
those Kozo Reds.
Let 'em
oh,
go.
man.
Let 'em
And by the
go,
way, I
bro.
do want to give him a shout out. Can I do it now?
You already
Because
are.
everybody always talks about Y'all Some Hoes, right? Taylor Samala is the reason why Y'all Some Hoes exists. Taylor Samala is the reason why I say that. One day, many, many years ago, over at a Dana event at Pine Hills, he yelled at me and Tom and said, Y'all some hoes. And from there on,
stuck.
Taylor
You
Samala
stole it.
inspired
Okay.
that. I stole it.
Are
I
you
am a
co-opted
stealer.
it?
He's the
Taylor, I didn't.
so he's
But-
the
but-
ho G.
He is the OG.
OG.
Taylor is the OG. What I want to say is like any walk of life in this arena, even in disc golf in general, you're going to be accepted. You're going to be brought in. I don't care who you are.
I
I'm
would
gonna
say
take
that
you,
that's
man.
not a thing that's in every walk of life, and I think it's one of the things that makes the disc golf community so cool.
That's right.
I had one last thing I wanted to talk about of the delis, and if anybody else has anything else, you know, I don't think we could talk about the delis enough. So I was sitting there in the audience, feeling like this is the coolest disc golf event I've ever been to. Period. And this was before I won a deli.
Yeah, we know, Alex.
I was just-
we know you won a deli.
You cried
Yeah.
like a bitch.
That's who had 854 when Alex was going to bring up that he won a deli. We had a pool going.
Fuckers.
likey.
The
Sorry.
point
I'm
is,
rich.
it was already that special to me, and then I didn't realize while you were reading, while you were doing like the speech from, I didn't realize you were talking about me. I was just so in the moment of enjoying being there, and I looked over at Liz, and she's recording me, and I was like, "Oh my god, Ryan, this is me." Like, fuck, I didn't expect it.
Mhm.
As soon as I realized it, my lips started to quiver. I started to get like, I'm already gonna cry, you know, like Jesus. And so that night is now one of the most special moments of my whole life.
Whoa.
And I didn't suspect it at all. How all the time we spent together doing the podcast and doing all the things. How? At what point did you guys know that was already going to happen?
Oh, you'll never know.
Oh, I'll tell him.
You don't even know.
I know everything. I was there that night. I was there.
Some of the deli awards were the reason we created the delis. So we knew. I mean, it was weeks and weeks.
Sean, I know this is your baby, and you like, doctor, yeah, I guess it is you and doctor's baby.
It's the
Thor
collective
said
baby.
he was the
It's
Elon
the-
Musk of the whole thing, but
For the record, Elon Musk stole most of his
Elon
great ideas.
Bachelor.
Yeah.
Oh, Elon Bachelor. G Unit, shout out to you for that fucking cool quote. But anyway, Sean, years ago,
Yeah.
you were the one that said, Twan, I want to do an award show for disc golf.
Yeah.
I want it to be like the Oscars.
Yep.
And we're sitting there going, what does that even mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you sit down and in retrospect, you're going, holy crap, this is awesome. Which next year are we expanding?
On the series?
Yes. Not
Yes.
the series, but on delis.
Well, that's the only problem I was going to bring up was had it sold out, it would have been. I mean, it was already assholes to armpits in the Roxy.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Had it sold out, it would have been overcrowded. And now that people know what it is and they saw everything that it could have been and was, we're going to need a bigger venue.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
I think
Rialto.
Yeah, that was actually one of the, well, like I've been to a lot of events in my life, whether it be in my professional career or in just in social. That was one of the most fun events I've ever been to in my life. Not because I was up there on stage talking some smack, but I had a great time. It was just great. Everything about it. Everything.
Full of
the
love.
feeling, the vibe, who represented, who stepped up, who did what they had to do in this area. And Doc's even telling me, he goes, just take pictures of everybody. Get videos of big putts, because here's what we want to do is we want to broadcast and showcase who hit this, and we're going to big screen, we're going to show everybody what they did, and we didn't have that opportunity because we had a delay.
Next year. There will definitely be more of that next year. Doc has got some big camera
It was a great
plans.
time, and when you said to me, "I want you to be the host," I go, "Well, what is that?" Okay, yeah, sure. And
You
then
were locked in at
and
that
then
point.
Thor shows
Too
me
late.
this stack of discs, and I go, "What is that?" He goes, "That's 50 flat top Firebirds champion."
Wait. Before we get too in the
2020.
weeds about the disc, I need to hear a fucking word from Jason. I haven't heard Jason say anything.
I'm good. I was there.
You were there, and being like sitting next to you at the table
Yeah.
helped make it a very like special night for me. I was just like getting to hang out with you outside of doing the show,
Yeah.
which never happens. I'm
I think
so
I
grateful.
realized a moment before you did that Ryan was talking about you, because when I turned, you still had you were still kind of like basking in the moment of just absorbing everything.
Of just how cool it was.
And then I watched it. I got to watch it wash over you, and that was pretty fun.
Well, Liz, like I said, Liz recorded it, so I got to watch myself later, and like watching myself realize, oh my god, they're doing a thing for me.
Yeah.
Did everyone realize that there was a celebrity podcaster in
Yeah,
the
host of the
venue?
year.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Callahan was there.
That I was
Did
there.
everyone
Yeah,
realize who
there
it was?
People that
Yeah.
came up and
Can we
we're
talk about the decision making process on the delis? Can we not say that?
No, it was too hard to talk about.
It was difficult.
It was hard,
It was really hard.
but I
That's
want to
like-
talk. I want to talk about
that's
some
like the
things.
peek
I want
behind
to talk
the
about
curtain
that.
that isn't needed. Like that's
No, it is. It is needed, and I think people need to understand why they were selected, and it was very difficult. No, we don't have.
I
to
would
talk
agree.
About every
Actually, I
single
think
person.
it's
I'm just saying, Twan Cloud over here. Who proposed Alex Seminary?
Who did?
Twan.
Twan, dude.
Yo, hit my hand, motherfucker.
It's
Thank
a weird
you.
thing because I have a little bit of you in me where like
That's
no,
what she
no
said.
homo.
just the tip.
The attention,
I was actually.
It's the
the
girth.
attention and the the
I was just
attention and
privileged
like
to
the,
be part of that, because when I walked in, it was just, I'm just the guy that just goes up there and talks smack about everybody. But I got to be part of the process when these guys were in Delwood's shop, going through the list and talking about it and kind of
Yeah,
getting
people
really
don't realize
comprehensive.
too
Yeah,
that when everybody tees off for stuff like Delwood After Dark, and it's just me and Doc and Sheila and
Yeah.
Ryan and Twan shows up, that's when the best ideas happen.
Yeah.
sure.
Those are impromptu
on.
meetings where the next thing you know, one thing is brought up, and then it's like, well, what if we did this? And that's these ideas happen, but then that's where they get molded into
It's like
nights
this
like the Delwood.
unstructured brainstorm time.
it was the Wednesday nights. It was the
Yeah.
Delwood After Dark, and I go,
Yeah.
okay. It was about a month before the delis happened, and I would show up to Delwood with a 6-pack of Bud Lights, tall boys, 16 ounces, and we would sit in the shop and we'd talk and BS. And there was that one message I got. It was from Sean. He goes, "We need you here tonight. We need to talk about the delis." And I go, "Okay, I'll be there. Sure, of course."
The president's orders.
That's right. If Sean's saying I need to be there, we need to be there.
Yeah.
And that was the night. I remember it was 3 weeks before the delis, because that's how much lead time Fancher needs on trophies. I could find somebody quicker. But anyway,
Oh my god.
It's easy.
so Sean, we got in there and I'm listening, and I took a step back, and these guys are going, "Here's what we need to do. Here's the delis. We're going to give out 9 awards, and the 10th, and 10. And I go, "What's the 10th award?" And they go, "It's going to be a belt. It's going to be for somebody big time. They did something big." And you know who that was? That was Leo going, "Yeah, it's my boy. It's
Oh, yeah.
Al. It's Al.
Mm-hmm.
It's Al. It's 500, by the way.
It's
And
a big feat.
Total
500,
kudos.
yeah.
500. That's
dope.
so big. And I'm going,
Yeah.
holy shit, boner. I stepped in and I'm going, wow. And everyone's talking and they're jawing and they're going, well, who's this guy? How about this girl? How about her? How about him? How about this? How about that? And I go, how about Alex?
Yeah. Okay. I
How about
didn't remember
AJ?
that, but now
and
that
all of
you're
a
saying
sudden,
it, I
the
do
boners,
recall.
they were, woo, tenfold.
Yeah.
6
So,
to 12.
I get so
But no, it's-
weirdly shy. I want attention so bad, and then when I get it, I'm like, oh,
So
I
as-
got too much attention.
As a city guy, I'm in the city. I work in the city Monday through Friday. When I found out that what you were hosting at Jackson Park and everything you were doing over there, it was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is great. Now I have a place to go to on lunch.
Yeah.
So I can shoot straight from 9th and State and I can go over there. I can get a round in and come back an hour later. And then I looked at all the feedback that was coming in and I talked to some people in the area and I go, you ever heard of Jackson Park? And they go, yeah. And I said, Frisbee golf? And they go, never heard of it.
Right.
And I introduced it to some people in the South Loop area, and they were going, "This is great. Never even heard of it, but like there's baskets."
Have you been down there to play any of
Yeah,
that?
of course I have.
See, I haven't even played it.
Let's take back the award. I'm kidding, but no, it meant a lot because it's like you don't have an opportunity like this to come into the inner city of Chicago and introduce something like this, and it meant a lot to me and a lot of the South Loop folk.
It's
And-
still weird to me that there's so many people that love disc golf in Chicago, and there's just so nothing to do.
Where do you go to ITT?
Honestly,
What's- Little segue.
Juliana Corfer,
just
by
because
the
we're
way.
talking about Chicago disc golf right now. Disc golf Chicago, excuse me. What's the putting league? What's the deal with that?
getting a course in the ground is still such a big thing. We're just like, if we can just put on little events to, even if it's just like 6 of us are going to go to a field and do field work together. I don't care what it is. We just need to have some disc golf activities in Chicago for a community of people to start getting attached to it and start building off of it. And so we were looking for an indoor putting league. It's like, that's just going to make sense. We were looking for venues, and then we ended up getting hooked up with Eric Davenport, who has this great relationship with that pub, George Street Pub. He was thinking about doing something, and we basically reached out like, hey, we're trying to do something too. Maybe we can, collaborate. I had very little to do with the putting league, like 1%, if not less. It's mostly Kevin Derrick, who was also really passionate about making it happen. And he and Eric started talking and mapped out a vision for how is it going to work. They looked at the space. What's the format going to be? I was like, I have no interest in going to an indoor putting league unless it's something like JPPL, where it's a party. There's obstacles. Like, it's not just throwing out a basket back and forth. That didn't sound fun to me. So I was like, you guys run with it.
When can we see these Chicago League? What nights are they?
It
It
the
just
first one
happened.
just happened.
Okay. And
Last
what
night or
nights are
night
they
before?
again?
Tuesday nights?
It was on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Tuesday nights. Great night.
It's in Lakeview.
Okay.
And the space worked out well. 32 people showed up. And
Damn.
I think it was so not about putting. It was about everyone just being there. The music, drinking, meeting new people. Everyone just seemed to have a really good time. I didn't even play, dude. I sat at a table all night and just talked to people as they were coming by.
Yeah.
And just soaked up the energy of it. And so many people from so many different parts of the city were just like, dude, I'm so happy that I don't have to drive an hour to do some disc golf.
My favorite part, somebody did a video. I don't know if it was you that was filming.
That was me.
And asking about what part of the city you're from.
Yeah.
And everybody was saying Logan Square, here. And then I think it was Mike Smith.
Mike
gets on
Smith
and
at
goes,
the end. He goes,
Joliet.
Joliet.
I was like, bro,
Joliet.
take time. Let's
Yeah.
go.
And there
was
were
so
a
fun.
couple
Yeah,
other
I
people
like
that I didn't get on camera who had drove like an hour. It was so funny because if you live in Chicago, you drive an hour to go do any disc golf event. To have people from the suburbs driving an hour to come into this little disc golf event in Chicago was like, that's what we all do like all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you like it? Yeah.
But
Why haven't you moved to Joliet yet, Alex? When are you and Liz
I
going to come
want
down?
to. That's
Sean's
really
got
what
a
I
little
want.
Pole barn
but
over there. You can rent.
Liz
to
works
Nice
at the
place to
shed.
raise your kids.
So she needs to
Vision
be able to
board.
get to work easily. But that's my dream, is to live near Joliet. I feel like I'd be
Greatest
very happy there.
disc golf scene on the planet.
I grew up in Joliet. That's like, I lived on Humboldt for like 10 years.
I did not know that.
So
was like the-
walk me through this Humboldt living experience. Where on Humboldt?
Right across from JJC.
By that one, that strip mall over there?
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to go get little spare ribs at the China Kitchen over there after school all the time. So yeah, dude, that was my stomping
No, that's
grounds.
good. I'd like to check that
fell
out.
in love
Tuesday
with.
nights I can attend. I'd like to be a part of that.
Please do. I'm a little worried that it might get. There was just the right amount of people to where it was packed, but you could still move around. Too many more people than that, and I think it'll be a little bit long. It'll be a little packed. So we're starting to...
Was it putting stations or was it like back and forth bag style?
3 different stations, but they were all very similar. It was just kind of a straight shot.
Yeah.
We did put a champ cap on one of the baskets, so it was harder to... at least one of them was
We
more
have one of those
challenging.
for Hellwood.
So clutch for an indoor
Yep.
putting league. Like,
Sick.
take a basic hole and make it really hard.
That's what she said.
Right. Twan's going to hate it. He's going to talk mad shit.
I'm only going to
There's
the first week.
Jason. I was just saying to Jason in the hallway, like, why are you not saying? We need more Jason input.
On the topic of putting leagues, I am going to give a little promo shout out to Blue Island Putting League, Bibco, Blue Island Brewery Company. This is the best, and hold on, before I say this, JPPL and Hellwood are probably in a different ball league here. JPPL was insane, loved it. Everything about it, super spreader event, but loved it. Haven't been to Hellwood until tomorrow night. And as I always tell Casey, there's 2 things I don't do: fuck on the first night and wait in lines.
I love that
But I
those
actually
2 are
have
on
to wait in a
same
line.
level for you.
But you don't this time because you pre-signed up.
Back to Bibco. This is the best putting league I've been a part of for like 5 or 6 years. I've been going to Blue Island Putting League.
I have been
Back when
there,
Maple
not
Tree Inn
played,
was there,
but it is awesome.
We used to go to Maple Tree Inn.
Yeah.
We used to get really good food from them. Best bartender in the southwest suburbs. And then we walk over to Bibco and have a great time. Bibco runs the best putting league outside of J-Town that I've ever seen. So everybody, please buckle up, get ready for
Who runs
Thursday
it?
nights.
Is that Small Tops?
This is
he
Kenny
does Arrowhead.
Slauson. No, Small Tops is part of this. Kenny Slauson and Small Tops are doing this. It used to be Tommy A. Tommy A. I love Tommy A. Tommy, if you can hear me. Tommy had this little Frodo vibe, you know.
I don't think I'll be coming back. Yes, you will. Of course you will. That's just morbid thinking. We're going there and back again. Just like Mr. Bilbo.
Why are you guys laughing? No, he does. Tommy had this little, I came all the way from Mordor to run this league kind of thing.
Came from
And
Mordor.
I love you, Tommy, but you had a great league going until you stepped aside and had that little kids, whatever. Yeah, Bibco, great league. Get there. It's Blue Island. It's off of Western, downtown Blue Island. You guys have a good time. I'll be there. If not, go see Kenny.
Do you know what night of the week they
Kenny
do
will
it?
blaze you out. It's Thursday nights.
So that's cool because we have our thing on
hold
Tuesday.
It is Cook County, though. You need to bring a vaccination card.
That's right.
Or you need to have a face covering. Because it is private behind the scenes.
It's both.
I think
You have to have the
just to be
card
safe,
and wear a mask.
Just to be safe, bring the vaccination card. But if I'm not mistaken, you are able, because it is a private event, you are able to just have a face covering only when you go up to the front. And they have really good drinks. For those that do not drink alcohol, they have non-alcoholic seltzers, sodas. You'll enjoy it. But one of my favorite leagues I've ever been a part of. Really good time. So kudos to Basket Cases and Bibco.
It's been going on for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I love that there's a putting league now on Tuesday, Thursday.
Yep.
Yours, Hellwood's on Friday, right?
Yep.
You need options because
Pick your poison.
Yeah.
There used to be
Or do
zero.
them all.
There
Right.
used to be zero.
Right.
There's dudes doing them all.
That's what she said.
Noel Meekma.
Dude.
Shit. He'll hit them all.
Noel, I love Noel. Hey, one of my boys, man.
Yep.
That dude will pop that hatchback on that Subaru, pop it open. You can practice putt before you go into putt.
What do you want to say?
Sheila's got
Yeah,
a Subaru,
Sheila,
by the way.
please. Now's the time.
Hold on, go ahead. I'll leave.
We got this.
No, stay.
I
not
just
our-
want
it's
to
your
mention that if no one knows, Twan is known for getting Facebook banned.
Yeah.
How many times has this happened?
3.
3. Okay.
On
All right.
accident.
Accident.
Yeah,
In quotes.
accident.
Okay.
I support.
Today, this is the best part. Okay. So I'm just scrolling Facebook and
This is
I happen to notice that Taco Bell has announced their new crispy chicken wings. I don't follow Taco Bell, but this pops up in my
Who
feed.
does?
Yeah, I was going to
Who
say,
follows
who
Taco
follows
Bell?
Taco Bell?
Twan does.
Twan does.
I do.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
So I get to see, is this an ad? No.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it because Twan has commented on it. And this is what he said. Taco Bell says, dip into our new crispy chicken wings with Mexican queso seasoning and spicy ranch to finish. We've got 1.9 thousand comments. Twan is the top one for me that I see. And he says, oh, hell no. Y'all ain't got no business selling chicken wings. For fuck's sake, take all this money you have for R&D and put it towards colon cancer research. Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Why do you guys see these things? Why do
Because
people?
you comment on it.
Why do I stop people from seeing these things?
Stop commenting.
Casey has yelled at me time and time again to stop commenting on things. Why do people see this? Is there like
Is
a
that
filter?
the kind of comment that gets you like? How do you end up in Facebook jail? Like,
Why do you?
I always
see
assumed
that?
it would have to be really
Algorithm.
How do I stop
Algorithm.
my people from seeing what I say?
Unfriend them or stop commenting.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no thing I can hit and say, don't let my friends see this.
No.
I think there is probably.
I said that, by the way. I will own that. Taco Bell has
You're not
no
wrong.
business.
You're not wrong.
No business selling chicken wings. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like I said,
Unless they're
R&D, man,
delicious.
research and development.
Oh.
Send that over to that colon cancer center.
I agree with
This
you
is what
100%.
BS, man.
Stick to Pintos and
And I'm
cheese.
going to try them.
By the way, on the topic of Taco Bell, I'm touching this mic, by the way, Fancher.
You've been touching the mic.
Have you guys, I don't know why people, maybe because I'm old, Cholitos, dude. Nobody has ever had a Cholito, a chili cheese bean
No.
burrito, or a Mexi Melt.
Oh, I've had Mexi Melts.
They're not on the menu
Nobody
anymore.
does Mexi Melts
No.
anymore.
No, they're not there.
This is
The
insane.
chili cheese burrito, I know
Alex,
that's not
No.
on
You've
the
never had a
menu, right?
Mexi Melt?
No.
A Cholito?
You
No.
can't even get the empanadas anymore.
Nope.
There was empanadas?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Jolo used to tell me White Castle had clam strips.
What?
Yeah. You ever heard
What's
that?
a clam strip?
A clam strip.
Yeah. What is a clam
Don't
strip?
make
If
me
we
show
have to
you.
explain it to you.
You never had a clam strip?
No.
You've probably not given it enough money then.
There's the intro. There's the intro to the episode.
Thank you.
That was the
Got
best
him.
shit I heard all
Wait.
year.
I
All year.
have a seriously. I want to know, how do you end up in Facebook jail? Is it from saying things that are?
Listen, the last 3 times I've been in jail, I'm going to tell you why. It's because first of all, I do not support pedophiles, and I do not support.
That's in stark contrast to the rest of us, actually.
All I do is say, the
drive
last
a
time I
Windows
went to
van.
jail, I'm not going to talk about all my offenses.
We didn't know
All
that
I
you didn't
said was,
support pedophiles.
listen,
We're gonna have to rethink this whole episode.
Take him to the town center and give him a lashing. That's all I said, kind of in different terms. And I got suspended for 30 days.
Well,
in
what
jail.
has to happen to get suspended? Is it enough people report your comments?
Well, I have a history. So
You were on probation when you made this comment.
He's got
I have a
priors.
history. I have priors, so I've said some
Facebook
things.
priors.
But it was. I mean, it was in support of those that really can't defend themselves. And it was me stepping up. ABC News, why are you posting this BS? You shouldn't be doing this. Is that a train horn?
It definitely
That
is.
is a train.
That's
Anyway.
Facebook coming to censor you.
I've been in jail
Yeah.
for a while. Somebody asked me on Facebook today, I think, what do they serve in FB jail? I don't know what that was.
That's a mailbag question. Save
It's
that.
a mailbag question.
Yeah.
I'll
We're
answer
getting
it
there.
later, but I'll
Yeah.
tell you what they serve. Stofers. Nothing comes closer to home. So that's what they serve.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was the result of you like getting, into really like graphic insult battles with people and saying things that are like way off the rails, or is
Okay,
it
I'm
just
just
like,
going to leave this, and I'm going to say this one time. If you are a thug and you go out there and you hurt people that are innocent and you do stupid things and you get caught, I'm going to come up there, I'm going to comment, I'm going to say some things. I'm going to tell you what you're
why would that put you in Facebook jail?
Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started.
So basically, Twan is the Robin Hood
Oh,
of
I try to be.
Facebook.
Yeah, but
Think of it that way.
Don't
Okay.
get me started. You know what's funny, by the way? I tried to log into my MySpace 2 days ago. You can't do it.
Really?
I Googled MySpace login, went into it, wouldn't happen. Couldn't do it.
Shut down.
you can still get into. Some people can get into the
Show
MySpace
me right now.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
There's no. Do you remember the last song that you played on your MySpace?
I don't know.
on your
Sean, I'm
homepage?
gonna hit you quick. Go.
Probably like My Chemical Romance, dude. I was a little emo kid.
Ooh, Jason.
I think mine was what was that Imogen Heap song that was really good? Hide and Seek. Hide and Seek by Imogen Heap. Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah,
I
that
do
song.
love that song. I know what you're talking about too.
if Facebook brought the top 8 concept, like if they
completely.
made that a thing, would you take advantage of it as a full grown adult? Would you put these are my top 8 people?
Sort through it. Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
We all would.
Were you?
Well, can you
running
imagine
Nickelback? What
the
were you
moment
doing?
of like taking somebody off your top 8
Probably a
publicly
gust
Hey,
or
listen. Mattermore.
in high school? That's fine, but like
What
Mattermore to be in my top 8, man.
Is that a band?
No,
That's a band name.
Could be.
Mattermore?
Macklemore.
Oh, Macklemore.
Paramore. Macklemore. Mattermore.
What she know about rocking the wolf on your noggin? What she knowing about wearing a fur fox skin? I'm digging.
We've really meandered through this episode. We've talked about a bunch of like random shit. We've been super off topic about, at many points. One thing I'd like to keep consistent with our normal structure is the mailbag. So on that note, let's get into the mailbag.
Mailbag. Did I just make some shit up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Mail time.
Mail time.
Mail time. Mail time.
Jason, it's your time. Please sprinkle your dust all over this episode now.
All right, and we're gonna start sprinkling with the Jackie T. Horns question.
Of course.
Because why the hell not?
Why wouldn't
Love
you?
Jackie T. Horn.
He wants to know if we would rather have a vagina on our forehead or a row of dicks coming out of our spine, making it look like a messed up stegosaurus.
The vagina's on your forehead?
In this question, yes.
Jackie T. Horn really asked that. Huh?
My question is, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
Does he want to know the answer, or does he just want to talk
does.
about vaginas and dicks?
Bingo. That's why I love me a Jackie T. Horns.
Yeah.
Jason, will you answer this one first?
Yeah, please.
Or the only
It's right on brand for you.
Yeah, you can answer
could
for
just-
us.
Dickosaurus,
You could-
100%.
Dickosaurus?
Yeah.
Stegosaurus.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That face is too pretty to put a vagina on.
Right?
Wait,
Yeah.
in order to be like a stegosaurus, they'd have to be like hard.
Right.
So buying shirts would be the worst.
Just go the next size up.
Soft dicks flopping around.
Flopping. Like a
As
horse,
the
like a
stegosaurus-
horse
Like if I
maze.
ran though, like on a treadmill, could you imagine that? That noise of them.
It's like a horse mane.
Just a bunch of soft
Yeah.
dicks
Yeah.
on the back of a dinosaur.
Vaginas are ugly anyway.
And then,
Or
like,
tasty,
on your
but ugly.
back.
if I'm
Your
wearing a
back,
hat
not on a
and I
dinosaur.
sneeze, then I've just
On-
ruined the
yeah.
hat. So that's unnecessary. So just rather have the row of dicks.
I don't want to weigh in. I think you've spoken for us.
for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I was imagining the dicks on a dinosaur, not on a human.
The soft dick on the head.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
front
he
of
was
the
saying your
On
spinal
your-
cord.
Yeah, you're picking
Yeah.
for your body. Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
Flap it.
Can you
I
imagine
dinosaur.
getting out of the shower and just like shaking and
Shaking them off.
yeah?
No.
But just a row of dicks and one giant
How
set
would you
of
dry
balls.
that?
Just that
Set of balls.
stegosaurus
That
with
sounds
the floppiness.
like it would
What?
hurt to sit down.
Yeah, it'd make it very
I don't
difficult.
like it. I don't like what I'm imagining.
No.
What turns on a stegosaurus?
David Hopkins has a question. He wants to know if Twan were to receive a contract from a big-time disc golf company, what's the reason he gets kicked off after the first season?
That's a really good question, David. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for submitting and wasting your time on this.
It wouldn't be because of the vagina on your forehead?
No, I think if
no.
I were to get a big contract from somebody, it would probably be Bud Light, and I'd get a DUI, and I'd be out.
In an ironic twist of fate?
Is that not
I
appropriate?
feel like you would be the hero for
He
DUIs
would
that they
forget
would
he
love.
had the open Bud Light in his
Yeah.
bag.
Right.
First
tee.
major.
First
Well,
tee.
hold on. Let's talk. Like Bud Light used to run like a lot of amateur series. They still do some coverage. But if I were to get it, I'd get a DUI, and they'd probably fucking cancel me. And so yeah, that's it. Thank you, David. Appreciate your question, your comment, dickhead.
I like the DUI's your biggest concern. I feel like there's so many other things you could be canceled for before DUI.
What's next?
Well, who's going to sponsor me? Bud
Well,
Light.
he was saying a disc golf brand, right?
Oh,
Not-
disc golf brand. Oh,
Right?
disc golf. Oh, hold on.
From a
Let's go.
big-time disc golf company.
I was
Right.
saying that you would be drinking Bud Light, forget that you were drinking Bud Light, be at the tournament on the first tee drinking Bud Light,
Yeah.
and somebody on your card would go, "Hey, Twan, DQ," and then the company that's sponsoring you says you're out of here.
Fun story. I'm
That
not going to
works.
say who it was. About 3 years ago, I'm not going to say the name. I did crack a beer at West Park, hole 1, and I said, "Hey, listen, I'm drinking beer," and they go, "Oh, you can't drink beer." And as I was saying that, I saw a marijuana pen sitting in their cart in their bag. I said, "You can't do that. There's no way. If you're going to be over here to be able to puff, have fun time, I'm going to drink some beers." So it ended up working out. I think I didn't cash. I took dead last. You can look at those. It was 2018. The person who I did talk to about that was actually won.
Yeah,
Please,
keep us
Here we
moving.
go. Here we go.
Let's move on to Steve Ratchin. He's got a question for Twan. Rakin? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Rashawn?
Rashawn, yeah.
It's Rashawn. I know that. What is your favorite event you're allowed to talk about you have ever played and why?
Twan, this is a Twan question or no? Okay, my favorite event, as I told you guys, I don't care about all this hoopla with these big events that most of these dustbusters play.
I loved that TD team event. What is that called? Well, what'd you guys call it
Greater
again?
Joliet Tour Series.
No, Tournament Director Team Challenge.
Tournament Director Team Challenge.
Yeah.
That was honestly one of my most favorite events I've ever played. It was like a hodgepodge of just hanging out, having a good time, talking smack, being competitive, enjoying the atmosphere, being at Trinity. That is one of my favorite events I've ever played. I really hope we run it back in 2022. Sean, will we?
Absolutely.
And what even makes it better is that I was drafted in the first round.
That's true.
And I pray to God I'm not on Thor's team again. I remember I had about 30 messages from that team going, Twan, do you want to take over as captain? I guess Thor was.
Is that real?
I guess Thor was in Pittsburgh climbing those, what is that, those Rocky Stallone stairs or something? I don't know. Where Philly? I don't know.
Well, Steve has a follow-up question for you, too.
No, I don't do follow-ups, but I'll
you're
listen.
going to this time. What is your favorite bedtime story?
Really? Okay, I'm going to say something to you guys really quick.
Keep it clean.
It's just us.
If you want to know my favorite bedtime story, meet me at the shed at the Tournament Director Team Challenge in what month?
April
2022. I will tell you guys everything. I can't elaborate.
Lips are sealed.
Lips are sealed. I got a great
Come see him
story.
at the shed
It
or
involves
Shed or Shed?
It involves a Springfield 1911 45 ACP, a Harley Davidson, and the mayor going, "He's with me."
Mayor
There's the cap on that one.
Next mailbag.
Leo Borowski has a question.
Nice.
Okay.
He wants to know, why does your body seem to reject cleansing products?
Who
is that directed
who
to?
is that directed to?
I think it's got to be you.
I think he's
Which
saying
is
that
funny
you're
because you
Oh.
just stole cleansing products.
Yeah, that's true.
I did.
Minutes ago.
I did.
the lavender hands.
Okay. I know what he's talking about. Doc, unbelievable that you would even raise this question. Long story short, I had to take a drug test in 2013 and I pooped myself.
Stop. End of story.
I'm
And
gonna
then
tell
the mayor said he's with me.
I'm just gonna tell everybody what I took. Do not take this. It's called
Niacin?
Strip NC. It's a full cleanser. It's supposed to be able to clean out your urine in the event that you need to take a urine test for marijuana. Don't take it. Poop my pants during the drug test. So let's move along. Next one. And if you want to talk to
familiar
me,
with this
come see
story.
me in
I
April. I'll
recently
tell you
heard
all
it.
about the story as well. It's
Recently
dirty.
heard this story. Very funny.
Yeah. Oh, dirty.
All right, Josh Stoyak has a question. I think this is directed towards Sean. He said, is there hope that the bridges will be built in Dellwood this year in a hope to reopen the holes that were pulled years ago?
Hey, have you thought about the bridges at all
Yeah.
this year? At all, Sean? Hey, the bridges,
There's a
Sean.
hot button?
Hey, the bridges. We're working on it. It is a slow process. It is really more on the park district than it is on us. It is a big feat. It is expensive, but the wheels are in motion, and I will update everybody as soon as I get information on any of it. Just don't hold your breath. It's a long process.
Those 8s are so fun. I
They're
miss
so
them.
sick. I miss them so bad, dude.
I cannot wait
So
for this
here
bridge to
is
get in.
here's a reality of it, though. I have been given permission to put those baskets back in. I can't remember if we ever talked about that on the last episodes. I've been given
don't think
permission
so.
to put the baskets back in, and when the holes are accessible, when the creek is not up, then you can go play the holes.
Are we going to have a teaser, kind of like walk at your own risk kind of thing?
Well, it is going to be walk at your own risk because you go or you don't.
We
Because there's
missed
nobody
them.
policing it. There's nobody there telling you that you can't go, right? We all know that.
My favorite of the 8s is probably 8C. Is that 8C?
The straighty.
The straight-
where
I
you dip
love
down
straight.
twice. Yep.
Love 8C.
Yeah.
8C was my favorite. It's kind of on this same stage as 6C. Is that
Yes,
C?
6C, yeah.
God, 2 of the best holes at Dellwood.
I know it.
The most challenging par 3s. You ain't going to get your deuce. It's really difficult to.
Right.
Majority of the time you end up left, have a putt, but you don't make it.
Right.
Were the rocks removed because of a safety thing or because you just wanted a bridge?
The insurance company that represents the park district found out about the rocks and said the rocks got to go.
Gotcha.
I thought
That
it
makes
was
perfect
because
sense.
Paul Borowski's legs weren't long enough.
Oh, Paul.
That is
Okay,
a byproduct
I guess I'm
of
wrong.
the placement
Okay.
of the rocks.
Love you,
Yeah.
Paul. Love you.
Final question. We're going to end on a Ryan Stilson question.
Nice.
I think this is directed towards Twan as well. He wants to know, why are you such a goddamn hoe?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The question is what?
Well, it says, why is he such a goddamn hoe? I can only assume that.
Oh,
it
really?
was
Okay. Well, how am I supposed to
through
answer
us
this?
to you.
Listener,
Why am I such
people
a
who
hoe?
aren't in the room, just he looks taken aback by
I
this
am
question.
actually taken aback. I don't read these things on the internet. Ryan Stilson, who I thought was a friend of mine. I have really nothing to say about why do you smell like cat pee? Is that okay?
The perfect retort.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
And I love Ryan. And if you guys have never played mids, I encourage you to contact Ryan and go play mids. It's one of the most fun courses I've ever played in my life. It's over by this really cool grocery store called Arts that Ryan works at. They have the best potato salad that you've ever had in your life. They have a grandma's potato salad and a red potato salad. I suggest the grandma's potato salad, but they also have a yellow mustard potato salad. So get that as well. And I'm done promoting Arts.
and more
potato salad.
specifically,
3 different
Potato
kinds
salad.
of.
Yeah.
No, there's really
potato
good potato salad.
Yeah.
I went there accidentally. There's a place over there called Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, Derailed in Sandwich. And there's a woman there named Alex, I think her name is. She looks like that dude from, what is that, Dazed and Confused that squints all the time. Yeah, go there. Just reach around the bar and fill up your own tap. You're good, guys. Love you, Ryan. Your cat's not so much, but love you.
A lot of really crucial information with that answer.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to get invited back to these things ever.
Very few people are invited back.
Ryan Aquino has a question. He says, in the past, season 2, episode 2, we have talked about the touring pros and the grind of being on the road, hustling to sell merch, looking for a place to eat, sleep, etc. Now we're starting to see the emergence of players getting paid properly to alleviate some of that. We know what it means for the top players with guaranteed paychecks. What about the mid to lower level touring players? Talk about the trickle-down effect and how it will affect their lives.
I got to be honest. I think the mid-level touring players that now are getting sponsored by being given an RV or being given 30 grand or whatever is more money than they have seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So they are happier than pigs in shit.
Yeah.
Even if Ricky's getting $1 million a year, they're getting 30 grand to play disc golf a year and expenses paid. You don't have rent. You're on tour, that kind of thing. So
It has to happen.
Right.
It has to be that way.
I'm
You have
looking
to
at
start
like
somewhere.
yeah.
what happened to the Black Baseball League in 1925. They were
Jackie
playing
Robinson.
Yeah, they were playing baseball for zero money and having to sleep in their buses on the way and all that shit. But eventually, it had to happen.
made it.
Living in a van down by the river used to be frowned upon. Now it's like, want to do it as a
Yeah.
disc golfer.
Yeah.
Totally.
Gotta live in a van
Totally.
down by the river.
Yeah.
Gotta give me
There's
the
something-
Ford Transit.
There's something to be
I
said for
want
that.
to.
Yeah.
But
And I
I mean,
respect it.
we can't compare those guys to Ricky. Ricky's been grinding and has earned
Right.
$4 million over 4 years. That is a long time coming. It didn't just come
Yeah.
out of nowhere. That guy's been kicking ass for years. He's a 2-time world champ. Come on, like what are we saying that like everybody that says I'm a professional disc golfer deserves $4 million?
well,
over
the
4 years?
what,
No way.
the lowest possible salary in NFL football.
I was just going to bring up this point.
What?
I don't remember exactly what it is.
It's like 200K or something.
It's like $300,000, something like that. I had a roommate in Seattle whose brother ended up playing for the Patriots and actually won a Super Bowl with them. And he was getting paid.
Tom Brady?
Yeah, his name was Tom Brady.
Fuck, dude.
Well, he went by
Top
Thomas,
rated
but-
or Tom Brady?
No, at the time, like he was getting what? At that moment, it was like $180,000 or $200,000 a year, and it might as well have been $6 billion a
Right.
year.
Because your job is to go to practice and play and just do a thing that you love to do. The money is
The
cool.
money supports you
It's
so you
cool.
can continue to do it, which is what you wanted to do anyway. You don't have to make $1 million. Eventually, these guys like the Gavin Rathbons, who are in that middle right now, he's worth a lot more than he's getting paid or he's getting sponsored by whatever his contract was, and he will get there. But you got to grind it out.
Yeah.
And for him, he's probably making what he thinks is $1 billion.
Right.
I think
So,
that,
good
I
for
think
him.
the timing of what we're seeing right now with, the even in the FPO division, we look at what Kona's making, what we look at what we just saw Ricky make. I think the timing is all skewed right now for everybody. I feel though, as if we would have waited a couple of more weeks or maybe a couple more months to see what these guys pulled in, we would have seen guys like Gavin Rathbun go, oh, wait a second, this is what I should be valued at.
Exactly.
I'm really skeptical at what I'm seeing in disc golf, and I raised this question earlier at the bar, and Sean said, hold that shit, let's save that. And I want to raise this because I look at professional sports and I look at like $1 million deals, right? So in disc golf, who are we seeing that's making $1 million per year? Who are we looking at?
Two people.
Yeah.
2 people. And of those 2 people, have these guys ever made a primetime national live coverage event that we've seen on ESPN? And let's look at other sports, right? In other sports, who's making $1 million a year that's on live national television? Who, besides Pete Weber in bowling or something along those lines? What are we looking at here? Like where's the balance where Paul Macbeth makes $1 million a year, but Paul Macbeth doesn't get to showcase his talent until 4 months, 4 weeks after?
It's still, even at $1 million, is still disc golf rich.
Exactly. It's a disc golf billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
Exactly.
4 million. But like, hey, I want to say it because I can't say it, and I don't care what the backlash is. Kona is pulling in $125,000 a year. What is she making? What was that? 500,000 in 4 years? Take 100,000 and put yourself into some media fucking talent. Get
I was a
to
little
teach you.
surprised. I think what you're bringing up is the press conference.
So before you begin,
sorry,
I watched that, and I'm going to give a
That's
shout
what
out
you're
to
talking
Brett
about. That's what you're talking
Kamincioli.
about, yeah.
Brett Kamincioli made a comment. Nobody probably saw this, and Brett, love you to death, but Brett said that was cringeworthy. There was when, and no, this has nothing to do with Kona's talent on the course, but what I saw on there and the comments that she made about Innova and in general just not preparedness to be able to talk about what she just stepped into, to be able to say, I called Eric McCabe and said, I want to be Kristen Tatar. Girl, you ain't nowhere near Kristen Tatar. I'm going to say it right now. Kristen Tatar is upper echelon right now in disc golf. Kona, you might be number 9 in the world, but you ain't even sniffing this girl's britches. To be able to tell people that's what I want, for DD to come out and say, I'm going to give that to you.
What I will give Kona that is different now
The hustle.
in 2022 is the hustle. And the social media
It's
presence.
the presence.
And I
So that's their version.
I get that.
No,
totally.
that's their version of advertising.
And Kristen Tatar can't touch her with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, what you see in NFL, what you see in all the major sports is the national televised broadcasts and the advertising.
Yep.
You don't get any of that in disc golf because none of it's live. You see Jomez Pro, you see the ESPN, the Ocho.
Yeah.
You see that bullshit, but you see it weeks later. You don't see it live. You don't see Burger King advertising in the breaks between plays. That kind of stuff is what brings the money to the sport, and we don't have that possibility. So her doing social media and killing it with videos and Instagram and constantly, that is
the
our
Burger King
version
ad.
of Burger King.
Exactly.
That's all that they have.
Show me
with
something.
all the love that I have for Dynamic, and I love the things that they're doing now and kind of getting back into the ring of paying players like other companies are doing, like Discraft started with Paul and MVP. I was disappointed with the fact that there wasn't more preparation with that, it seemed. It seemed very much like, okay, we're going to do this, and like, they had Dixon Jowers in the audience, and they had Bobby Brown in the audience, and the questions were surprisingly seemed a little unbiased. They weren't too bad. They seemed like they were still kind of hitting from all angles.
Elementary to me.
And it didn't seem like there was too much prep. I would have liked to seen a little bit more prep so that she didn't look so deer in the headlights.
She
with
looked
the
like
questions that she was
Ricky
being asked.
did 4 years ago. But Ricky now looks like he has been prepared.
He's been practicing.
He's been practicing. I don't know if he's got speech therapy coaches or whatever he was doing, because 4 years ago, he could barely get it out, and he talked a mile a minute, and he didn't look polished. And now he looks like he is now worthy of the contract he's been given.
Guaranteed Kona comes out of this, and even without any professional training or coach saying, hey, we got to work on this, she knows she's got to work on this. She's going to see herself. She's going to see all the comments.
Yeah,
she'll be
comments.
She will be pushing herself to be better at that part of the job. Plus, everybody who's writing those checks is going, we need to help her get better at this. We just paid for this. It's brand new for her. It's probably brand new for the executives who are writing these checks.
But it's so backwards in disc golf because they've already given her this contract, and then they're waiting to see what happens, and then they're saying, oh God, we have to work on this.
Yeah,
where every other thing,
irony is that it's because of the fact that she's able to talk in front of a camera, social media. I mean, her presence has
prides
been
herself on,
right.
And she
So it's a little
destroys it.
ironic.
And I've watched her Instagram. I've seen it, and she does a great job. She hustles that Mako 3 like a motherfucker. You know, she does a great job. But you put her on that stage where she just went on to, and I'm sitting there, I'm watching it with Casey going, what? No, obviously what? Nobody understands what you're trying to get here. And the questions of, I forgot, like, let's get it together. And shame on me, maybe, for jumping to conclusions here, but I know it's going to get better for her. I'm looking at the level of disc golf for her, though. I don't really, I'm focusing more so on the media aspects, but I'm really looking at the $125,000 a year you're making over 4 years versus what
it's going to come with the money.
Missy Gannon pulling in? Missy Gannon
it's
is
all
a killer.
part of it now. The fact that we're talking about it on a podcast where people were talking about it in the comments about how uncomfortable she was, that it's relevant.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's
Do you
the biggest
think
story
she
in the
was
NFL
uncomfortable?
right now? That dude that just took off off his
Antonio
jersey.
Brown.
Brown.
Right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Was that anything about his play? Absolutely not. It was about everything that happened on the,
It's
while
going to
not-
come with money.
not
When
playing.
they draft a kid out of high school in the NFL, they've got a team of people that are already training him to do exactly what they want because they're paying him a butt ton of money a year.
Except for Johnny Manziel. That's the one dude
Well,
that didn't have
exactly.
anything.
But
Gagger.
yeah, but their disc golf is still like flying by the seat of his pants.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit, she can't handle this. We need to work on that. No, you should have had a team of people to figure that out before she got on stage, and that's where we're at. We just need to be better at that, and that's going to come with the money.
That is in every component of the evolution of disc golf over the last couple of years. Like you look at the coverage from a couple of years ago versus what it looks like today, and they hear all the feedback, they see what it looked like, and they, like, okay, it's cool that we got to this stage, but like we still have a lot of work to do now.
Yeah.
And
Let us not forget that the coverage that we see started with one guy in 2015 just going, I'm going to bring a camera to this tournament.
Yeah.
In 2015.
Right.
And now we know it as Jomez Pro.
Ask Doc when it started.
True.
That's another 4-hour episode.
That was Brian Sullivan in 2003, and God rest his dude's soul. He was a really good coverage guy, and he was a good friend of Doc. And we met him many, many years ago. In 2001, I met Brian Sullivan. If you guys know who Brian Sullivan is,
Say his name one more time.
I'm sorry. He just really
rolls out.
he spoke really well. And
Potato
when you
salad.
meet him, the way that he spoke when he talked coverage is the same way he spoke to you in person.
Yeah,
So
he was great on camera.
oh God, he was
Absolutely.
awesome.
Well, I think that regardless, I don't want any of this conversation to seem like we're throwing any of those people under the bus, like you were saying. It's the fact of the matter. What we all witnessed as part of our sport, it's important, what's happening. And I think for sure Jeremy Rusko saw all of that, pause, and probably said, oh, like you were saying, this is now something that we need to put eggs in that basket.
Right.
We need to care about this because
Beforehand.
should have been beforehand, probably, but moving forward, it'll be the next big thing. It's kind of like that's what makes these things special is how they're being presented. That there is no cringeworthy moments. That everything feels very organic.
When
and
the
these people
first
know what they're
sponsored
talking
players
I agree.
in
I'm in line with that.
Yeah, when the first sponsored players in disc golf were being sponsored, like the Ken Climos and the Scott Stokeleys and all those guys, they had that air about them already because they were already so evolved into the sport. I feel like it was in them to be those people, to speak for the brands and to be sponsored and to be a part of it. And how old are these kids that are getting sponsored now?
Yeah.
They're still taking calculus classes in high school. They don't know how to carry themselves like that. And
Social
Yeah,
media
Gannon
be
Burr,
better.
movements,
rookie of the
social
year.
media
He's a
movements
child.
have made a lot.
yeah, Gannon Burr, yeah.
I look at also a lot of these guys that I've never seen their contracts. Like I look at Kelvin Heimberg. Does anybody know what his contract is with Innova? Is he still with Innova?
I feel like
Right?
he doesn't know and doesn't care. He just plays
Like,
disc golf.
I would love.
just shows up.
And you know what? Nothing against Innova because my bag is predominantly Innova. Firebirds, Destroyers. Thank you, T-Bird.
Twizzards.
Twan Bird.
Twizzards. No, that's Gateway. But anyway, I look and I see a lot of people are giving a lot of shade to Innova right now, and I don't think it's warranted. Holly Finley plays with Innova, still signed with Innova. I think just resigned. I think Don Smith, I just saw, is with Innova again. Now, I'm not saying these guys are blockbuster dudes or women, but what's going on with Innova to be able to release Ricky and Kona? If Kona's stepping outside the box going, hey, my dad is number one marketing dude over here, I got to step aside. What's going on over there?
Yeah, it really says some.
You're the number one.
Says something about the company.
What? Like what? Like what are we looking? I don't know. I really don't
I'd
know.
love
I'm
to know
asking
what
you
it is,
guys.
but it's not.
We're not there yet.
Even when
We'll
Ricky
find
was
out.
asked about it in the press conference, he avoided the question and said, "I can't talk about it."
Okay. We don't know. That's why.
Yeah.
I guess you really have to be Kona. You have to be Ricky to understand what they're not providing. You know, $1 million a year, that's a lot of money for a disc golfer. And like I had said to you,
Dude, $35K a year is a lot of money for a disc
golf
golfer.
live on national television. Who in professional sports is making $1 million a year that's live on television, right? NFL, NBA, MLB, even cornhole. I think there's people that are throwing beanbags that are making that much money live on television.
For real?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Bush's Beans.
Ooh, there's still
I think
time
that's
for
who it
that.
is. Bush's Beans is
still
paying
make
people $1 million a year.
But
when? How? Are these companies
Johnsonville,
going to be able to survive and last 3-4 years out and fulfill their duty on these obligations for these contracts? Can DD say, "Yeah, I got you"? Who just got the Bitcoin deal? Was that
Ricky.
Was
That
it
was
Ricky?
Yeah.
That was the signing bonus, 250,000 in Bitcoin.
Love that.
It's already gone down. 8%.
Absolutely love that.
Dylan Lowtack, please
now.
make
For
sure
now.
to comment and tell us your
Yeah.
feedback again.
Please tell us Bitcoin is a reliable and sustainable investment.
But
Please
I
do
heard
that.
from what I hear, and obviously this is hearsay, is Ricky had requested.
Yeah,
to
he
say,
wanted that.
Yeah,
It
I
was his
want
call.
that. I want
Yeah.
Bitcoin
Yeah.
in that signing bonus. It's scattered all over. I look at guys like Zach Johnson, Zach Aroused. You guys know who he is. He's a great disc golfer. I think he's one of those disc golfers that's in the top 75, top 50 in the world.
He's cashing.
He's cashing. He's doing his thing. He's out there grinding.
Got
He's
a crazy
hustling.
forehand. Yeah.
What's Zach Johnson pulling in a year?
Right.
What's he getting from Innova? Because he's an Innova sponsored guy. Is Zach Johnson
Yeah, I
on a
think
base
he's on
salary?
the champion team now.
Now that we got Ricky leaving, I have no idea what Ricky was pulling in from Innova anyway. But are we allocating those dollars back over? Are we trying to segregate and say, you know what, we don't need to pay top dollar for these big guys. Let's just make it across the board. Let's pay evenly for some good quality players instead of some ball busting dudes.
Right.
Am I wrong to say that?
I think all the Zachariah Johnsons of the game are definitely going to be asking more questions.
Yeah,
now.
and that's
inevitable.
Great.
Paul
great
started it. Ricky took it to the moon, I think, in my opinion, because I cannot wait to see on the marketing side. I think that Paul's the GOAT, whatever you want to talk about it, he is. But I think that Ricky and what they're going to do together is going to blow the marketing stuff with Paul and Discraft out of the water, because I think that they've always paid a little bit more attention to that than Discraft has.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see where that goes, and it's definitely going to leave those Gavins and those Zachariah Johnsons and those guys that are on that cash bubble every weekend going, I'm going to ask more questions next time I'm having a meeting, instead of just going, I'm stoked to be playing disc golf professionally.
You want to give me discs? Sure, great.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody
Not
up
now,
until
not
now has
anymore.
been
By the way. Well
okay
put.
with just going, sweet, I get 400 free discs a year. I can flip those. I can make money from that.
But
I got a little money saved up on the side, this or that.
But he's making $1 million.
Yeah.
But he's making $1 million,
Right.
and I'm over here going, I'm still sleeping in that van down by the river.
It's funny, Ricky was asked about that too in the press conference, and he said that he'll stick to the van. Like the van life is the way to do it because of
It
the
is.
convenience of it. When you're on the road, you're going and you need all your stuff. He said it would be weird for him to travel without that. So I think that's always going to be a part of the professional life.
If you're a millionaire, you're making $1 million a year, and you're comfortable sleeping in a van down wherever you need to be.
Yeah.
Keep doing it. Whatever makes you comfortable, do it.
I mean, take the van to a hotel and at least sleep in a bed.
So when Clash
Sure,
came
so
into
that's what
town-
But he
Paul-
wants the car. You know what I mean? He
That's
wants
what Paul
the
did when he
traveling
came to
vehicle.
Chicago. He came
Yeah.
with his van, but he got a hotel.
You know, I'm
Right.
not trying to really kind of put spotlights on people now, but you remember when Clash came to town, we saw Ezra Aderhold.
Yep.
And he was in a really nice, was he not in a really nice
Yeah, he was in a
RV?
decent RV.
Discraft
Pretty
RV.
good
But that actually comes back to something you guys had talked about earlier this season, or maybe it was last season, about how he had nobody advocating for him at that time, and like having a manager and an agent as a disc golfer, like that's a new thing to the sport as well.
Right. Yeah.
It feeds into the media training, all the other all of it is brand new to all these people.
But putting out millions before hundreds of thousands to give for a salary and a sponsorship, there's only a select few that are making $1 million. It's two guys, right? It's Ricky and it's Paul.
The ones
And,
that could ask for it have it.
There's guys like Kevin Jones over here. Nobody knows what Kevin's making. I have absolutely no idea what Kevin pulls in from Prodigy.
He's making enough to where they don't have any left over for Chris Dickerson. I can tell you that
Well,
much.
did Chris just leave?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He just
I seen
announced that
that,
he's leaving.
and
And
that
Kat.
kind of blows my mind also. But what is going on in disc golf? Like, did somebody jump the gun here and just start blowing their load? Can I say that?
I think Discraft
You've said worse.
got really ahead of themselves. They were rolling downhill really fast when they came out with the Paul Macbeth signature discs and his signing and all of that, and they just took everything by storm. But I feel like they got a little bit too ahead of themselves. And now they're questioning exactly what you're questioning is we paid him $10 million over 10 years, but we've got our whole roster to fill. Why are they not worth as much? And maybe Innova's asking the same question. That's a great question. And we'll never have the answer.
Innova preparing themselves for something that we don't know about?
Well, that's what I'm saying about DD. We've been saying that about DD for years now.
But that's what Discraft did. When Discraft was almost a nothing, and all of a sudden...
And Discraft before.
Nobody anticipated a 10-year, $10 million
how do we
contract.
know?
Never.
That blew the hats off of every single disc golfer.
In 2017, if somebody would have told you that a year from now, Paul McBeth would be with Discraft and he'd have the most lucrative contract in disc golf, you'd get laughed
You'd
out
hold
of
up
the pro
a
shop.
Paul McBeth destroyer and say, nah, dog.
Yeah. Nah, he's not going anywhere.
I don't think so.
That's
when
what
that
made
happened, I
me
couldn't
give
even believe it.
credibility to people that said, "What do you do for fun on the weekends?" I said, "I disc golf." They go, "Oh, that's ridiculous." I said, "Well, hey, Paul McBeth makes $1 million a year," and I go, "Oh, well," they go, "Great, but he's 0.01% of disc golfers."
Yep.
But it changes that after we already see it change. He was the first one to do it. Now we're going to see more and more of it. And the thing that I love, and I posted about this on Facebook either yesterday or today, that how many amazing young players like would have left their day job and just kept grinding if they knew that potential contract is out there. Even if it's not the $1 million contract, the $50K contract, I could be making $50K a year just playing disc golf. I'm going to stick with this. And just having that example to follow creates so many more of those potential players.
We'll see that now.
That's what I'm saying. Now that it's been done,
Unfortunately, didn't see it over the last 3 to 5. But now we're definitely going to see the Gannon Burrs that are like...
Yeah, the Gannon Burrs just signed something nice today. I'm not seeing the figures, what they're showing. But
Ryan Aquino is going to be patting himself on the back for this mailbag question. This was
I have to say
easily the longest response
I
to a question.
I love to see people progress.
This was also a topic.
To the point,
right.
If there's a golfer like Zach Finwall, if you're listening to this, it's Zach, if you just need an extra 10 grand, I would so go out and GoFundMe to get you to there because I know you can get there. You just need that timing and you need that space and ability to get you to a point where you can go out there and secure a good contract. But some of these guys, they just don't have it behind them, right? So we look at like a big guy right here, Luke
Sampson.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite dudes to
just
watch.
Loaded up his car today and
Motherline
left
warrior,
the Midwest.
dude. And if whatever Luke needs, if Luke said, I need like $2,000 more, I'd probably go, babe, to Casey, I'm giving Luke $2,000 just so I can get him to where he needs to be. Because I know this dude's going to be there at some point and he might turn around and he might just kill it for us one day.
And I think that the Lukes of the world still have to hustle.
Yeah,
it would be disappointing to me if somebody like Luke, as much as I respect him because he left the Midwest today to go on a tour that starts next weekend.
40
straight events in a row with a SUV full of Castaplastic discs.
Solar panels on his van.
Like crack rocks on the corner to survive.
Solar
and that's
panels.
Fucking sick. I like that. Yeah. I like that happens. I like that he has to do that for a little while. Everybody does.
Why though? Why
no
does
matter
he have
what
to do
you
that? If we got dudes over here making millions of dollars golfing over 10 years on contracts, and we got dudes like Luke that are literally almost at that level of this golfer. Why? Why can't Luke be out there making $250,000 a year?
He hasn't proven himself yet.
It's just
Luke's not the GOAT.
That's a topic.
Luke is not Paul McBeth or Ricky Wysocki.
I like Luke, by the way. If you haven't noticed, I love Luke.
When he does, it will be that way for him. But until then, you got to grind, baby.
Yeah, I know you got to grind.
All right, that's a great place to stop because if we keep going, it's a whole other it's like a whole other episode, and we're gonna keep talking more and more about this stuff now because it's going to be happening more and more.
Yeah.
So
can't wait.
Speaking
it's
of
exciting.
which, season 3, I think we're all ready for the show to evolve a little bit. Like we love everything we've been doing, but also for a thing to keep going, it has to grow and evolve. And I see us talking more about this kind of stuff in season 3. We've talked about a couple other changes that we're going to be introducing. We have a list of guests that we're really excited to try and line up for season 3. Thank you guys for listening to the last 2 seasons, or if you're just tuning in, and you've made it to the end of this crazy episode, thank you for all that. Thank you for all your support. We are really excited to get into the next evolution of this show. We can't say enough to everybody who supports us, posts on our Facebook, shares our stuff, writes into the mailbag, tells us that they like, what we're doing. All that stuff keeps
reviewing.
If you come into the shop and you tell Jason you believe in aliens. That helps keep this show going. Like, that's all the juice we need. So thank you guys for everything so far. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. And yeah, get ready. Season 3 is going to be coming in like a month-ish. Like we're planning, end of February is where the season starts every year.
7 weeks. Yep.
Yeah, it's not far off, and we got some cool stuff in mind. So
Can I be a part of one of those?
we'll see. Yeah.
First, you have to see if you survive Ryan editing you out of this podcast.
Right.
or not.
Oh, you might not actually do any of it.
You guys.
Right.
I thought Sean and I just had great dialect.
That
with
was
each other.
that was good. That was really, really good.
I thought you had nice dialogue, but if you want to call it dialect, that's fine.
Okay, you know what? You want to fucking correct me?
Got him.
You know what?
Got him.
Got him.
Cállate, puto. That means shut up, bitch.
Shut up,
in
bitch.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't mean that.
En
And so,
español.
you know what? Delete
Por
that. I'm
favor.
touching my shit.
Super spreader.
Stay tuned, guys. More to come. Thanks for everything. That's a wrap for this episode, and a wrap on this episode.
So it's a wrap on the episode and a wrap on this
And-
episode.
Delete everything I
that's
said. I don't want to be part of this.
Too late.
Good night.
Peace.
I want one of these boner skins next time.
Listen to Unstable Discourse on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, or right from Buzzsprout.com. And if you have the time, leave us a rating and review. It helps the podcast get to more listeners.
Unstable Discourse is a Top Secret Studios production.
I can feel it in my plums.